Hello, I am the Ronin Bond. Take two. Hello, I am the Ronin Pawn, and welcome to a twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn live stream on twitch.tv/Ronin Pawn. It's a day for some edible weed, isn't it? Oh, it feels like it, but I just don't feel confident that if I were to eat an illegal narcotic substance that Twitch would keep me on, like if I did it on the live stream, also that I'd be able to, keep focused enough to do the... It's a pretty wig over there on the that I'd be... What was I saying? Hello, Noah Cron, it's a secret to every pony, and Nobut is here today, and he's not fucking up the stream today, as usual. Hello, Noah Cron. I forgot this was a thing, this live stream that we do, and this bot with 2,000 lines of code that you programmed for it. Yeah, it occasionally slips the mind, I know how you feel. Pony says, it's always a day for weed. Hey, gamers. And Jim is here for the stream title, but good God, the wintertime thing fucks me up. You're an hour early every stream nowadays. Am I? Because you guys changed and we haven't changed yet. That's got to resolve itself within the next week, I should think, right? And Major Exelberth, where to go when the U.S. implodes? Probably Russia. No, that'll be more of the U.S., or rather it'll be more of Russia. It'll be, you got to get out of the country that you're in. And based on who's running it and how we got here, Russia would just be more of the same, wouldn't it? Hello, why are there no names? How long till the bot fucks up again? Well, this can, alternate title, what to do and how to escape when the bot fucks up again. Seem to have resolved the bot issues so long as our server support team doesn't start tinkering with it. Well, we're doing a live stream like they did last time, which is what caused our issues on the last live stream. It's okay, I asked them to get in there and tinker with it. I had hoped that they'd fix something, but really all they did was come back and say, it's probably your fault. It's not our fault. Fast Comet. I'm calling you out by name, Fast Comet. Oh shit, now you can find out. Now you can DDoS my... Go ahead, we'll just switch providers. 2,000 lines, way to make me feel old, says Noah Craw. Well, you wrote them. Wait, what? Summertime works differently in different places? Fuck right off. Make it easy for all of us. Right, Jim? Right? God, with the international date code time things and the way that they swap around and everything, you're doing live streams and there's 2 times a year where everybody's just fucking confused. But hey, if I'm an hour early, that means, you don't have to go to sleep. You can stay here even longer for the intensely exciting live stream that we're going to do today, where I don't really plan on playing any game because we're going to be talking very seriously, by which I mean very realistically, about what to do and where to go when the United States of America implodes. Just hypothetically speaking, if the U.S. should find itself, being run by a dictator, if crazy things start happening, for example, if the country were to ban Muslims or something, really racist like that, if people who have been convicted of crimes, people in law enforcement convicted of crimes that removed American citizens of their rights for decades, and then you get people in the government pardoning them so they never have to face justice, that would be another indicator of the U.S. imploding. Or okay, just thinking outside the box here, if, say, the leaders of the government were to send 5,000 armed troops to one of the borders, considering we have 2 very friendly neighbors that we share land borders with, if they were to send 5,000 armed troops to stand on one of those borders to, I don't know, keep out refugees fleeing war zones, that would be a good sign that things had gone off the rails. So if any of those happen, you're going to want an escape plan. Sorry? All of those things? Okay, so you're going to want an escape plan. All right, we just want to get down. The bombs are coming. The bombs are coming. Hang on, I'm just going to open the window now and make sure things are probably okay. So I'm just going to peek out my window over here. Let's see, I'll just raise up the window. I'm gonna shut that window. We should shut that. Well, let's just shut that window. Okay. So yeah, we might want to have an escape plan for getting out of the U.S. is what I'm saying. So we're gonna work on that today, which is my way of saying I have some work to do in planning a vacation and possible escape plan. I'm just doing on-the-ground research, and the only way it's going to get done is if we do it during a live stream. So let's look together at the potential places to flee if you're a Ronin pawn. Lol, nice. Have 10 worthless pawn points. Thank you very much. They're not that worthless so long as we don't have the point file back. Now the value has been increased due to a massive bankruptcy caused by the current administration. Your pawn points are missing. You're not wrong. It's all Trump's fault. KFR 8-bit, ahoy all, just checking in to say, not dead and on topic, currently in Canada with my kids, plan to escape UK, proceeding. Okay, well, I'm going to show you a place that you probably haven't thought of to escape to. Noah, did I see the stuff you sent me on Discord? I did see your reply to my message. I solved a bug that we knew we had. Try my house. All right, so we'll look into Pony's house. We'll see about, is there enough square footage? Is the couch, good and firm for my back? I did see what you sent me on Discord. I solved a bug in the bot. Oh, shit, in come the ice creams, fast and hard. Pawn Belgium moved there, said Pot. We're getting there. Come to the UK instead of Belgium? You know what? Both of you you got too much money, you're hoity-toity. I don't have money like that. You guys don't support me to that amount on patreon.com/RoninPawn. Subscribe to... No, I don't got money to live in the Europes. I mean, once you get in and get working, okay, the government has reasonable support structures for people who didn't dedicate their lives to screwing other people over for money. But, that's after you get in. I can't get on the ground and get any head of steam. I don't got the kind of currency to land. Pawn just got shot when I opened the window. Sounds about right for Detroit. Sounds about right for the United States of America these days. Jesus Christ, when I don't get out, I don't watch television, I don't read the news. You know why? Because of what's outside my window these days. There's a good reason. You just stop paying attention when it's that bad. You pretend it's not that bad. Is the best that I can do these days. So when I go out to visit my mom and we stop to get some food and there's a television hanging in the corner of the diner and I look up and Trump sends 5,000 U.S. soldiers to the border to prevent refugees from entering the country. Refugees now. Our policy has been that if you were a refugee and you were fleeing the border, we've got all those, guys that patrol the border who aren't the military. They're not ready to kill people, as what was it Bruce Willis said in that one movie. It's a sword, not a scalpel. Don't use it on American soil. We have a group of people who are called the Border Patrol, and they have the training to manage a border because it's a tricky thing. Because sometimes people don't speak the language, but that doesn't mean that they're not from this country, since about a quarter of this country was stolen from Mexico in the 1800s. So you might see how we'd end up with a fair few Hispanic citizens who have more right to be here than any of us, fleeing the ye olde English settlers, quote unquote, than we descendants of the whites that came to this nation and then just dominated. So you could see how it's a tricky kind of a situation. Also, it's tricky because you don't just have Mexico on that border. I mean, you do, but you've also got Cuba, and you've got people coming from, South America who are fleeing, who are refugees fleeing war zones, who are going to be killed by drug lords even. It doesn't have to be a war zone. It can just be a really horrible place. And our policy has been, if we run into someone fleeing one of those countries on the border, then instead of arresting you and deporting you, we give you a thermal blanket and say, welcome to America. Nearest McDonald's is back there. That's basically what we do. Now that Trump's in office, we've decided that apparently since the big statue of the lady with the thing saying, bring me your poor, your huddled, your starving masses, whatever it is, since that's on the East Coast, the southern border, that doesn't count. Best policy, most moral thing we can do is set up armed guards at the border, a military force not trained for border patrol, who will just respond to anyone who starts crossing the border with force. Good idea. Really thoughtful. Here's a fun fact. We deport, in the past 15 years, the United States of America has deported 20,000, wait for it, American citizens. In the past 15 years, we've deported 20,000 legal American citizens, some born here, some naturalized. We've deported 20,000 of our own citizens, more than 1,000 per year. That's been how our immigration system worked before Trump. So it's not as though things were going real great for us in the first place. Now our policy is, stand on the border and shoot to kill, apparently. I mean, otherwise, why would you send the military down there? That's kind of their jobs, They're not trained to determine the difference between someone fleeing a war zone in a South American country, between, someone who's trying to come across so that they can get a job so that they can send money back to their starving family in Mexico. Wow, both of those would be like, yeah, you know what, come on in. But apparently, we've got different policies, whatever. Interesting to note that, though. Can you imagine being a citizen of your country, and then because you have a certain color of skin, or because you speak a certain language natively, and the other is kind of foreign to you because that was your family, that you would be rounded up and shipped out to a place that you've never been to because you look like you're from there? That is what has happened to 20,000 American citizens over the course of the past 15 years. I've lived here. I've always lived here. My family was on this land for hundreds of years before you white European colonists, shipped yourselves across the sea and decided that you were the gods of this nation. But suddenly you're deporting me to Brazil. What? And then Brazil receives them and goes, "You're not a Brazilian. Get the fuck out of our country." And then they deport them to, somewhere else. Then that country receives, "Oh, well, you're not from this country." And then they deport them somewhere else. Eventually, they have to land back in America or just somewhere where they don't care. Can you imagine that? That is the world that we live in. That is the world that is the nation I live in. And so we're making an escape plan. Nothing is working and pressure's surrounding. Greg and I, my oldest old band, actually one less than my oldest old band, but, over a decade ago, I'm not going to say how long because it would date me. We have a song called Time to Make an Escape Plan. And that was all Greg's song. It's Greg's song. I just played some drums. They're all going to be reset again once Twitch decides to finish their API. Oh, the points? Yes, the points. Legally, the military can't do anything other than help people in, since blocking asylum is illegal under the Geneva. You think that's why Trump sent him down there? You think that's the marching orders they've got? Just because it's a war crime doesn't mean anyone's above it around here. Sell your house and move out here to the left coast. The left coast. I like that. That's easier than remembering west. Give me your tired masses, never mind, grab them pusses, it's the new order. Mosaic Task Force subscribed for 11 months in a row. Thank you, Mosaic Task Force. Did that announcement come up, or did it not? Because I didn't notice it. I was too busy informing you of the state of this nation. Asylum is a UN human right. We're not really part of the UN anymore. We just show up and do comedy routines, apparently, is what we do. No foreign aid for you. Oh, you mean like the Japanese internment camps? That never happened. Neither that nor the whole giving cholera-soaked blankets to the indigenous peoples in order to wipe them out. None of that ever happened. We've never biologically warfared on our own land that wasn't actually our own land that we just stole from everybody. It's fine. It's fine. This is not, we're getting off subject, off topic. We need to plan our escape plan. If your ID has a hyphen or a misspelled last name, what? You just get, how is that even possible? Did the subscription come up? I need to know, because if not, then I'll have to restart the old overlay there to make sure that it works. So, here's my escape plan, everybody. I'm just going to drown myself in Vigi games, and then we'll just pretend like it's not happening. That's not the escape plan. Here's the latest escape plan that we need to look into and see if it's viable. You may be familiar with a little place, you may not be familiar with a little place in the world called the Dominican Republic. let's just, Punta Cana, look at that. Welcome to Punta Cana, a town in the Dominican Republic. The easternmost tip of the Dominican Republic abuts the Caribbean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. It's a region known for its 32-kilometer stretch of beaches and clear waters. The Bivario, I'm gonna have to brush up on my Spanish. The Bivaro area and Punta Cana combine to form what's known as La Costa del Coco, or the Coconut Coast, an area lavish, all-inclusive resorts. It's popular for ziplining. Okay, but can you live there, is my question. Because here's what I did the other day, people, and what we're going to do again. Oh, wow, look at the prices. They're lies. They're lies, friends. Those are the prices for stupid white tourists. But we're going to figure out the way to do it smart and cheaply when you have no money. I always figure that out. It's funny how that works. When you don't have money, man, you find out how to not spend it. So how are we going to get to Punta Cana? Well, let me just make sure that I can do this with, basically, I have 70,000 flyer miles. For a poor man, I'm doing rather well. In flyer miles exclusively. See, I push all of my bills through a certain credit card that gives me flyer miles, and that credit card gave me 40,000 when we started. So, we're going to look at my flyer. Hang on, I'm going to have to do some things off screen so that you don't see my credentials and it doesn't matter because my credentials they're in a password manager, so I don't even know my credentials. Good! Excellent! Rewards and benefits, earns activity, redeem my miles. Redeem my miles! I wish to go to a place that isn't here. This looks safe. Does it? It looks safe. Boom. And F11. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to American Airlines. We'll be flying. Your captain has turned on the "You're not an American anymore" sign. Please put down your white entitlement and recognize the existence of racism and your long and deep history with slavery. Ding! I actually got that ding, don't I? I have a buddy in Santo Domingo. He has a bodyguard now. Says it's scary. Where's Santo Domingo? Is that in the Dominican Republic? Because, listen, I'm from Detroit, all right? I could be someone else's bodyguard. Just give me a shotgun, we'll be fine. So, travel, flights, award travel, book now. How do we find our way to the award travel? Is this flight award chart? Flight award chart. So, this is how this breaks down in case you're curious about how the flyer miles work. Now, flyer miles, a lot of people think that flyer miles are 1 for 1. You get 1,000 flyer miles, then you can fly 1,000 miles. That ain't how it works. That would be really good, wouldn't it? That'd be really, since most places give you like 1 flyer mile per dollar spent on a credit card, it wouldn't take you long to be able to fly to the other side of the world. It's not how they work. It's basically an arbitrary number system that they came up with in order to make sure that you couldn't earn enough points to take enough flights to, take too much money out of the business. So, this is how it works when you're flying from the contiguous 48 U.S. states to the contiguous U.S. 48 states. Now, you've got Mile Saver off-peak, which is going to be the cheapest way to fly. You've got Mile Saver, you got Anytime and Anytime 2. Again, arbitrary setups. It's based around when are the seasons where they're not selling enough flights to certain places, so let's get people using up these flyer miles if nothing else. If I were to take a flight that took me less than 500 miles somewhere in the contiguous U.S., under the Mile Saver program, which would be the right time of year, it would only cost me $7,500. I have 70,000 flyer miles. That is like 8 trips to, and not to and from. It's like 4 trips to and from, right? Because then that would be like 8 and then 7,500 and something like that. I could go to a place and come back and go to a place and come back if I were doing that. What I want to do, though, is fly to the Caribbean. And as you can see, it only costs $12,500 in the off-peak time for me to go there. And I'm a man with 70,000 flyer miles. That's 30,000 flyer miles round trip. That means, that's not 30,000. That's not how maths work. 12, 5, it's 20, it's 20, and then it's 20, and it's 20, it's 20, and it's 20. It's 25,000 flyer miles. I can go there and come back. I can take someone with me is the point. I can take someone and come back from, those places in the Caribbean. Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama, Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go down to Kokomo? Say it fast and then we'll take it slow. Your mom is a big fat hoe. Way down in Kokomo. So that's kind of blows my mind in the first place, that I can go to, beautiful tropical Paradiso Islands for $12,500 one way. And I can do it for virtually free, plus taxes and things like that. So when I realized that, I was like, where do I want to go? Now, I have been to... come on, CFS, with your brain. It just strips certain words and names. Where is it that I went to on vacation? You guys know better than I do. I went to that place with and it's to the east of the Dominican Republic. It's sort of at the tip, the end of the archipelago that comes down, part of the Cuba sort of archipelago. That place. I went there. It was fine. It was a lovely place to visit. Wouldn't want to live there. So what if we looked at the Dominican Republic? And that's what we're doing, is it? Yeah, that's what I'm doing today. Really, this is how you're going to entertain a room full of people? Yes. Ronan Poing, you can join my dad on the way back from America. On the way back from America? How do I do that? What happened to your father? Did he get shot by a U.S. soldier? Because that is one of the... We're going to cover that later. If you're going to escape from America, you got to know how to sweet talk them, okay? Because they'll just shoot you. They work for Trump now. They've been given very specific orders. We're going to book some award travel here, and we're going to go from YXU, no, it's DTW is the airport for Detroit, and we're going to go to Dominican Republic. So where can we go to? Now, the hub airport is apparently the Punta Cana airport. So we're going to go in there because it's going to be the cheapest. We want to do this round trip, and what I have found out is if we depart... Okay, we're going to depart somewhere in the latter half of November here, and I was surprised to find out that actually leaving on a Saturday worked out a little better than if we left any other time. Time of day, all day, it doesn't matter. So if we leave on the 24th and we come back on, let's say, is that going to be a Thursday? So we could stay there, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 5, 6, 7, it's 92 days. We'll stay there for 92 days, all day, passenger, let's say 2. Let's say maybe my father wanted to come with me. Let's say that we were taking 2, Milesaver, main cabin, all airlines, and then we'll search. Ronan Pawn, no, he's there for training. He's aviation police. Well, in the Dominican Republic or in America? Because either could be dangerous. We have to look into what goes on in the Dominican Republic. That's part of this. We're planning an escape. Okay, that's a long time for you to do that. So, if we leave... so we're not like full mile saver. That's why I was thinking 15,000. We're not in the super duper mile saver. We're in the regular mile. So we're not 12.5ing it, but we are 15K'ing it. Look at that. Look at that. If we leave in the last half of November, then this website will crash the browser. This website will crash the browser. Yeah, I remember that now. It does when you do that. Oh, there, it came back. No, it's fine. It's fine. So if we left on these days and returned on these days, then it's 15,000 each way. That's 30,000 flyer miles entirely. Let's just continue and get off this page that breaks your browser. In the Netherlands. Oh, well, I don't think that I'll be flying past that on my way to the Dominican Republic. We should actually look at that, too. Dominican Republic, okay, in case you're curious and confused as to where it exists on a map, well, then I'll have to go to maps, won't I? So, this is where I've been. I went to Puerto Rico and to San Juan on a holiday with my mother, and you see the archipelago of islands that kind of... does one of those on the way down. We went to Puerto Rico. It was fine. It was lovely. It's, San Juan is totally a tourist trap, and I suspect most of the island is at this point, because it's not that big of an island. I mean, it's large enough. It's bigger than all your Virgin Islands, you damn Brits, but... and we only kept one. It's also an American province, so, no need for, like, passports and stuff like that. But, yeah, it didn't grab me. It didn't touch me. Meanwhile, this one that, is known for its wars with Haiti and just going back and forth with various nations claiming authority over it, that one sounds like a place to be. I mean, I don't want to be so unfamiliar with what life is like, leaving the U.S. I have to feel that I'm in some form of constant peril or else I won't be able to sleep at night. But there's the Dominican Republic. Here's the Miamis that leads into the Cubas, and then you get down to the Dominican Republic, and it's a big-ass territory, isn't it? I mean, just look at that. If that's the size of Orlando or of Florida, then you're getting half of Florida, and Florida is definitely, we could use about that much less of Florida right there. If that just were to break off and go the way of Cuba, apparently. Miami seems, interesting. Any place where they're shooting, it's just, I have to have some kind of danger. But so that's where the Dominican Republic is in relation to, other things. Haiti is what it shares the island with, to the east of Jamaica, Cayman Islands. Cuba's just a bit over there. Aruba to the south of you. Come on, pretty mama, to Grenada, St. Lucia. Oh, Montserrat, Antigua, and Barbuda. I don't know how to pronounce these names. Take a trip to Cuba. I could take a trip there, but I don't think that I could become a citizen. And that's sort of the idea here, is with the Dominican Republic, could I repatriate? If I went there on vacation and I enjoyed it, is it possible that I could repatriate, that I could at least get dual citizenship and then move down there and live down there? And here is, let's look at one of the reasons why I feel like that might be a possible thing. So Dominican Republic, in fact, let's do, was it Punta Cana? Or did I? Punta Cana, and then let's do hotels. And let's see what Google comes back with, because Google's got this nice little visual overlay that's going to be a little bit under chat. I don't apologize, deal with it. I'll just try and lean things to here. Now, as you can see, there's definitely like a tourist strip here, where if you want to stay the night on these touristy, built for white people vacationing places, then you're going to pay, about $200 a night. However, you may also notice $38 a night when you're off of the highway. I'm sorry, what did you do? Hotel Primeval Inn. So it may be a little bit cursed, but you see $38. Look, there's a place for $21 here. The Aparta Hotel next. So you're not on the water, but here's the thing. In America, the idea of paying $21 a night for a hotel is insane. Okay? You drive along the highway in the middle of no man's land where no one wants to be, it's $50, $60 a night just to be there. Because that's, what the currency, how the pricing works in America. Meanwhile, okay, in this area, which I'm sure is known for its gang battles, we zoom down and we see like places for $20 and $23 and $20 a night. And look at the pictures. They're lovely. People are marking them with 3 to 4 stars. And when you look at the reviews for these places, you will find, well, let's look at this one and see what comes up. So, can we find some reviews? View more reviews. Talk to me. All right, I'm going to have to, select all on this page in order to be able to read them because I've got some CSS work in the background. There is nothing you could dislike. It's a fair price, and for better conditions, one should pay more. Instead of complaining here, it's a really good choice for the price paid. The window is covered anyway. Nobody comes here to look out the window. Okay? Where's this? Let's see. There wasn't anything else around the hostel but the beach. Even the supermarket was 20 to 30 minutes a walk away. The bathrooms had a bit of a sewery smell. She gave it 7.5 out of 10. You know why she gave it, Elena gave it 3 weeks ago, 7.5 out of 10? Because you're in the fucking Caribbean. You don't care. You got a bed and a roof. Fine. Walk outside and it's beautiful and you got the smell of the sea air coming in and just... Why, even if you have to walk 20 to 30 minutes, if you have to grab a taxi, What does taxis cost? What's the cost of living in Dominican Republic? That's what we need to look into on this live stream, because I want to know if it's possible to go. Ooh, here's a bad one. What can I say? This place is a disaster. It's the first time this happens to me. This place is horrible, dirty. The pool hasn't been cleaned since ever. The pool is slightly inland from the ocean. Why are you sitting at the pool, you idiot Jeanette? Show my ice cream, damn it. Okay, then the things are definitely broken. Hold on, let's go ahead and refresh the overlay here. That means chat goes away. You guys are gonna have to refill it for me. Remind me to get you the Sims 3 Island Paradise so you can start your own cheap hotel. By the way, thank you, Jim, for sending me the Pets pack for the Sims 3. Considering that you gave me the Sims 3 and now you gave me like DLC for the Sims 3, we're gonna play the Sims 3. It was... I thought about doing it today, but again, I woke up about 40 minutes before the live stream, and this was on my mind more than anything. We need to investigate the possibility of me, fleeing this country for the other country. And the thing is, in my mind, part of this is very much about, look up the Big Mac index, living costs index. Really? Okay, let's look that up. In my mind, I need to live somewhere where the culture is, how do you say this politely? Shit poor. Where people in general don't have a bunch of money. Where you've got like 80% of the populace is in poverty, and then 20% are, oh wait, no, that's America. Okay, so 90% of the populace, I want to live somewhere, I want to go where the people know their troubles are all the same. Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name. And that's the sort of thing that you actually get when people are all sort of in the same economic condition. You get people who are living for something other than money, people who are choosing the paths of their lives based on something other than how much money can I make. Less people going to college with the hopes of, getting the right degree so that they can make the money so that they can go and get somewhere and do a thing and that sort of a thing. You get people living who value life and value their neighbors and value their communities and their culture. And America has none of those. So we don't have culture. We don't have society. We don't have order. We don't have law anymore. We got a rapist on the Supreme Court. We just don't, everything doesn't make sense here. And it's a very large country full of a lot of people who have completely different ideas of what life is about, because they are of different economic backgrounds, different racial backgrounds, different religious backgrounds, and that's all good. It's the big melting pot and everything, except apparently the nature of the melting pot in 2018 is that it's mainly comprised of people shooting each other. The melting pot has a lot of live ammo being boiled inside of it. It's not really a melting pot. It's not about cultures blending. It's about cultures warring with each other because they have no ability, apparently, to perceive the idea of the experience of someone else. To be able to say, Jesus, what would I do if I were a black father having to talk to his, son who's just starting to drive in this country? What do I tell them about being pulled over by the police? Because, they might kill you just because you're black. They might shoot you because they're inherently afraid of you because you're black, son. And I need you to understand that if you're going to be driving when I'm not around. I need you to understand, keep your hands on the wheel, say yes, sir, and no, sir, give them everything they want, don't resist at all, or else they're going to fucking kill you. And then also, I would have to feel as a black father a little bit, I would have to feel a lot shitty because basically I'm telling my son to, keep your head down and don't fight it and don't demand your rights. But the thing is, if you do get your head up and demand your rights and stand up for something, then maybe they'll kill you. And we're talking about my son. And see, apparently white people can't in this country imagine what that's like. So I want to go somewhere where everybody is under the same wheel mill, where everyone's in the same grinder. And so there's no real grinder, where everybody kind of understands this is where we're coming from. So, our differences are not based on our inability to perceive each other's realities. They're based on, reasonable people disagreeing reasonably about reasonable things that you can reasonably disagree about, instead of I think that America is just a suburban paradise because that's all I see because I live in Republican Ohio. That's what I'm going for. So the Big Mac Index worldwide 2018. Let's see, expand statistic. Can I search this? If we expand the statistic and keep going down, can I search it for Dominican? No? Am I going to have to just actually look at it? Okay, we're going to have to look at it because it's not, the text is not searchable on the page. Can we find ourselves a Dominican Republic? I didn't start at the bottom and come up. Okay, that's not helping me. That's not helping me. I don't see any republics of Dominican. Actually, can I search for China? They are searchable. God damn it. God damn it. So the Dominican Republic isn't even listed here. It's below. It's below. I don't know. So wait, there were cheers that I missed. Ronan Paul in South Africa, says Noah Craw. Is that where everybody knows your name? Poland, says Brent Gary. I see you, Brent Gary. Take a trip to Cuba. Yes, I heard that earlier. China, Russia. Third time's the charm. Pawn, I dare you to flip your house and buy a private Canadian island. No need to worry about break-ins. Could I get one for the $18,000 I'm likely to get out of this thing that I own? Gamers, I'd be up for buying a cheeky island up near the poles. You and your poles, Pony. You're always about being up poles or having poles up in your vicinity. Want to put our money together? Says Noah Crow. You can buy some for under 100K. Let's get a GoFundMe going. We'll buy an island and we'll... Here's the other thing, okay? My health being what it is and not going to get any better because healthcare... If I get out of this country, maybe somewhere else will have healthcare, but if they don't, I'll be in the exact same situation as I am in America, which is the healthcare doesn't help me at all. My condition being one that's not going to get any better over time, I don't want to live where it's cold. I am cold right now, sitting in my home wearing a long sleeve shirt with a 94% efficiency furnace in the basement, mainly because I'm cheap and won't turn it up to heat it up. But I just don't want to be cold. I've never been built for the cold. When I am hot, people say, how can you prefer being hot to being cold? If you're cold, you can always just put on more clothing. You can get warm. If you're hot, you can't take off your skin. I have always been more comfortable just sweating to death than being even the slightest bit cold. And I have poor circulation in my hands and fingers. I don't want to be cold anymore. I don't want to live in Detroit. I don't want to live in southeast Michigan where our chilliest month is colder than Norway. It's colder than Greenland. It's colder than Iceland. It's colder than Alaska's chilliest month. For some reason, we're in the jet stream at just a certain place. I've looked at this before. Our coldest month, which tends to be January or February, has an average temperature of -8 Celsius. I don't want to do that anymore, and I don't see a reason why I should. I don't want to be an American citizen anymore, and I don't see a reason why I need to be. I'm not getting anything out of this deal. They're getting the better end of the stick here just by having me around. Cost of living in the Dominican Republic, says Major Exelberth, is about 36% lower, and rent is around 73.6% lower than the U.S. Trade-off: hurricanes, tropical storms, worse internet, non-existent healthcare. I already feel as though non-existent healthcare is what we have in the U.S., at least for my condition. It's because my condition is not capitalistically friendly, there might as well not be healthcare for me. In terms of hurricanes and tropical storms, I can dig a hole, once. With this condition, I can pay someone to dig a hole, and then when they come around, you go down in the hole. Worse internet is a big consideration, but what I have heard, what I have read previously, is that they have, but depending on the area you're in, which would very much decide where I have to live, you can get 100 meg packages, just like I've got here with Comcast right here in Detroit right now. I've got 100 megs down and 12 megs up. So if the cost of living and the cost of utilities and the cost of all those expenses is lower, and I have to pay more to get business band, the best internet that I can possibly get, since it's being fed presumably, through a pipe that goes over to South America and then connects to the larger world's internet, I would guess, wherever it's going. If I have to pay extra for that, I'm probably still going to pay less than I pay Comcast in America because they've got a monopoly and they're fucking rat bastards. And they charge me more for this package than any of you pay for yours. Than anyone outside this country, pays for yours. I'm paying $50 a month for 100 down and 10 up. Something along those lines. 100 down, 10 up, $50 a month. What do you pay in the Europes for your internet, and what do you get for it? America has one of the worst price indexes, the worst pricing for internet in the world, because we have allowed monopolies to run. We've allowed the businesses to turn into monopolies and oligopolies and just run free, unrestrained. And I don't want to have to talk about this shit anymore. Get me to the Dominican Republic now. Cheer 5. Costa Rica, says Jermaine. You think Costa Rica is what's a Costa Rica? Where's my map? Okay, take me to Costa Rica. That's Costa Pica. That's Pica P. So Costa Rica, San Jose. I've already been to that, but I went to the one that's in Puerto Rico. Oh no, that's San Juan. Okay, it's John or it's Joseph. So Costa Rica is in the middle of the intestines of Central America, right at the end. Actually, it's near the large colon. No, that works actually. So Costa Rica, wedged in between Panama and Nicaragua. I could get some good cocaine. Probably. I mean, between Nicaragua and Panama, you go in either direction, you can get yourself some. Probably more, you want to head up toward Nicaragua, and you could definitely come up with some good cocaine. Over here, it's 30 euros for 500 over 50, includes TV and phone. Okay, if I included TV and phone with my internet package, anyone here, you get the cheap internet package, you will end up paying over $100. $100 for TV, what did you say you got? You got TV and phone. For TV, and they throw in that fucking home phone that nobody wants. It's the modern era. I got a cell phone. Everybody's got a cell phone. Nobody needs. But you get the television, you get your home phone, and you get the internet. It's going to be $100. If anything, they'll say it's like $89.99, and then with taxes, you end up paying $104. So and it won't even be a good internet package like mine. You have to pay more for my internet package. And you guys are getting literally 5 times more what I'm getting for 30 euros plus television and phone. What a scam, says Noah Craw. Indeed, what a scam. PrivateIslandsOnline.com, Canada, Nova Scotia, Hemloine. This one looks like you're actually shopping for shopping for islands now. You can buy a large Taiwanese island for just $160 million. We have health care. It's just non-existent for the poor, says Major Exelberth. So we don't have health care. There's no national health care. I mean, and what modicum, what shred of good that Obamacare did is being gutted as we speak. What was the biggest thing? Obamacare made it so that they couldn't refuse you for having a previously existing condition, and they couldn't charge you more for having a previously existing condition. They're trying to rip that out of Obamacare right now. So if they do that, then we have lost anything and everything that was good about Obamacare, and all we were left with is that now the law requires us to purchase health care. Requires us to purchase health care from companies that are not sufficiently regulated. They're not doing anything for us. So all of Obamacare will have accomplished is to make the people who made the problem with healthcare so bad that we had to do something at a federal level, now we'll be forced to do business with them, and all of the regulations that were put into place in trade of that agreement will have been gotten rid of. Which, gee, could someone have seen that coming? And have been saying it since the very beginning, since the first moment of proposal? Anyone in the class? The ISP I was president of, $2 for 1,000 megs per second, no limit, a non-profit, user-owned ISP. See, that's what we need in this. That's what this country needs. I'm not going to talk about this country like it's mine or like I live here anymore. This country needs to have its capitalism undermined by not-for-profit business. I have for years wondered if you couldn't get like an automotive engineer, a team of automotive engineers together and say, here's what we want to do. We want to build a car out of parts that are already mass produced by OEM manufacturers. So replacement parts for other vehicles. I want you to, find out what is already in mass production, what's the most popular out there, what can we buy the cheapest, at the cheapest rate, because they're already producing them like crazy to repair vehicles. Just tell them, ramp up production, we're going to buy them from you, and assemble a car out of pieces of cars that already exist. And maybe you have to do your own body so that they can't, so that the companies won't get, they're going to sue you anyway. But the idea would be, can we make a car that sells brand new for like $6,000 or $7,000? And the answer is almost certainly, yeah, probably. Probably. If we go for mass production, if it's not about trying to sell you some bullshit that you don't want or need and trying to make you believe that today's modern car designs are anything other than the ugliest fucking thing that's ever been made, because they're just, I don't know. I look out on the road and I see nothing that's attractive. I have to look back 40 years to see a car that looks good. Or just out there in front of my house, because I like the look of the Toyota Tercel. The 1994. I don't know what the hell people are doing with the design of automotives in this era. It's all big, bloated, boxy shit for, fat Americans who want their car to make them look skinny, I guess. I don't know. Ice cream pun. You can buy a new Dacia for about 9K. 9 British pounds, 9,000 British pounds. Well, that's already, 11, 12 or something like that. Kia used to be the you can buy it cheap new company, the Korean, Korean International Automotives. I don't know, Kia. But they've actually come up to the point where now their new vehicles start at like $18,000 too. America is a land of idiots who will let you take advantage of them, and why would any corporation, drop its prices because it could? Which is why you start up a series of companies. You can do the automotive industry, but you do a series of companies where the whole thing is this is going to be a not-for-profit. We're basically going to do what the government should do in the industries that the government should do it, but without the government. So we're going to provide you at cost and cost of operations, and with, a margin of, rainy day money, and got to be prepared for, and the money to upgrade yourself. We're going to do what corporations claim to do, but without the investors that you have to pay, and without the golden parachutes. And we would also do it with profit sharing. So you'd get a base salary, and then everyone in the company would get a percentage. Would get a percentage of, the revenues per quarter or something like that. We'd basically create socialism within a capitalist state and undermine all of this shit. It's been my idea since I was like 16 or something like that, and it seems very doable. But who wants to do it when you can get rich off of the ignorance of your fellow citizens? Nobody. Which is why we're looking at the Dominican Republic. Quit drawing my attention away from this lovely land. There's a mountain here that you can go to, too. It's a mountainous island. Guy with a gun. No guns allowed. No guns allowed where? See, you guys are just having conversations now. I need to know about the Dominican Republic. Let's see. Whoa. Let's see, ice cream pony, you can buy a new Dacia. You've got to market it as an opportunity for society to start over, not just that you'll own an island. Everyone in the Ronin Pawn Discord server will, and then we'll be a literal community. We'll all move to the island that we're going to buy. You're pretty excited about this, Noah. You should open up a Kickstarter for it today during the live stream. I'm the landlord. Oh, no. Then you can't say that, okay? You can be the landlord, but you've got to do what Walmart and Nike and everybody else does, is you have to stand behind and then hire a third-party contractor so that you can always refute the fact that you were responsible for anything that happened while you were making the decisions from the back. You can say, we didn't know that we were doing that. That was a third-party contractor. There was a certain amount of trust. We trusted that their methods were... That's what you need to do. Capitalism has figured out the method for not being responsible while you enslave foreign nations. So Noah, learn from the best. What's going on with the cars is we have two groups, fuel-efficient design and work trucks with style. Most Americans use their personal trucks for work rather than have two different vehicles, especially with how big an expense vehicles are. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, America keeps, as much as, how do we end up in this situation where we've got a nation full of people who absolutely are repulsed by the idea of government running things, of government like taking over industries and saying, listen, this is a utility, this doesn't make sense for it to be in the private market. If it's in the private market, people are going to be fucking over all the American citizens, like everyone from coast to coast. We should take it over. People are so just allergic to that idea in this country. And yet, we are required at law to purchase car insurance. We are required now at law to purchase health insurance. We're required at law just to be able to drive to have so much different paperwork, and that paperwork is not provided by the government. It has to be paid for. You buy a vehicle, then you pay for the insurance, then you pay for the title. You got to pay for your license every time that you need a new one of those. Pay for your tags. It's like the expenses just keep mounting up, and you'd think at some point, like some of these surely are handled by the tax money that's collected. No, they're not. Why? Because one side of the blue versus red group in America, one side keeps saying no new taxes and trying to undermine taxation because they hate the concept of taxation and they're rich enough that they never needed a public service. So they keep sweeping the legs out from under taxation and making it sound to all the ignorant Americans like taxation is a horrible thing and you should elect us because we're going to lower your taxes. Taxes pay for that kind of shit. So, like, you know how the big thing is Google and Facebook, they track all of your movements and everything, and they know they sell your data off to advertisers, and you're pestered, and all of the horrible things that go on with sort of the dark monitoring, the warrantless surveillance of all your internet activity from these larger internet service providers like Google and Facebook. The studies have shown that the data that they collect is worth $8 in the open market. So you could pay the $8 and then not be monitored, is the concept. Like, it's not as though that option exists, but it's just pointing out that had we decided that we wanted, a free, fair, open internet where people weren't watching our every move and psychologically, in order to psychologically manipulate us into buying things later, or at least to attempt to, all we would have had to part with was $8 per year per individual. And that would have been the equivalent of all that surveillance that they do. So there was this huge trade-off of all privacy for $8. Just so that the Republicans, just so that a certain party can say, no new taxes, we're not going to tax you. And then when they find out, oh, we took too many taxes away and now we can't afford to run the government, where are we going to get that money? DMV, Secretary of State, crack down on like parking violations, send your police force out and make sure that they pull people over and hand out tickets. Just basically the stupidest way you could go about running a nation, or a state, or a region, or a county, or a town, or a village, is what America is, and I need to get out, and I'm going to the Dominican Republic. I'm thinking about visiting it, and if I'm going to visit it, then I have to sort of plan for it now, because I've only got like 2-3 weeks before I'd have to leave if I want to do it in the right season where I can get it cheap. So we're doing it on a live stream. What have I been missing with the blings and the blangs and the so forth? Can't enforce that rule if you don't got a gun. What rule? Why do you know exactly what I want to hear tomorrow without me knowing? Lol. You guys are having conversations. Okay, you're handing me a Caribbean island that you want me to go to. Okay, so I buy this island, 20 million USD. It's right there. 20 million USD. I think I could swing that like once. I think my Discover card will loan me enough, and that's the island, or is this oh, and it's just north of Grenada, La Pella, Clifton is another place, and doo-doo. Electricity is available, and water is stored on a 40,000 gallon tank. Wow. It's all I have to do is ship a trailer home out to it and set that up with some propane. It's a good idea. I'll keep it in mind. Ice cream. The cost of owning a car in the U.S. is super cheap versus Europe, by the way. Yes, but in Europe, they've got, public transit systems that function and you can get places. Yeah. You can trade off the cost of owning a vehicle for the cost of public transit that can actually get you where you want to go, and in a reasonable amount of time in some instances. I know that your train systems don't always work well, and everyone has, well enough to complain about where they live. But we have no option there. Like, we don't have... Our trains only exist now in terms of passengers for the sake of, like, tourism. Like, if you need to go to another state by a train, you're paying out the ass for it, If you need to travel on a train at all, you're paying out the ass for it. It's not, we've got, in the major cities, you got subways and you got some rails and cars and things like that. But for example, in Detroit, we've got one little train that now goes up and down Woodward, the main drag, that cuts right down the middle of Detroit. That is, it's useful to, I guess, college students and not a lot of other people. So we've got that. And then we've got downtown this elevated train called the People Mover that goes around the various areas of downtown. It's about 12-minute complete circuit. So the circuit is stupidly small. And most people don't use it because it's just kind of silly. Like, if you could get away, you'd have to build your whole life around that. It does not accommodate having a life. You have to build a life to use that system. You have to pick where you're going to work and where you're going to shop and where you're going to live based on where these two trains connect to. Otherwise, you're using the bus system, which may or may not show up at all or on time or anything like that. It's a horrible fucking mess, and no one seems to give a shit because it's the Motor City Detroit is. We're so addicted to our automobiles. We have a nation that requires automobiles. Because, why plan? Why think about the needs of a nation or of a state or of a community when you can just, get yourself elected, smoke big fat cigars, make deals with billionaires where you take the state's money and the taxpayer's dollar and hand it over to, the Hungry Howie's fucking CEO mogul, God rest his soul. So, take money out of the Detroit schools to build a hockey arena. Just the fucking ignorance and stupidity and continued of this. I can't do it anymore. I gotta go to the DR. Get down to the down low in the DR. Who did a cheer? What popped up? Major Lord Exoberth ice creamed blings and blangs and things. Thank you for the blinging and the blanging. I could be a sexy, powerful dominatrix. Think about that. What? Think about that at the polls. You want me to elect you for your sexy dominatrix skills? Okay. On that note, you know what? We need to come back. We need to investigate the Dominican Republic, and I wanted to do so seriously in terms of, like, what is the culture like? What are the standards of living? What's the cost of utilities? What's the cost of renting an apartment? Because I've heard, my father did a little bit of research because he's interested in this too. He's interested in getting the fuck out of America as well. And he looked into it and found that there are places that you can rent by the month for $200. $200. That's less than I'm paying myself back on the purchase cost of this house. I'm writing myself a loan off of credit in order to do this, in order to buy this $2,500 home across from the drug dealers in Detroit. So $200 a month for an apartment on a, Caribbean island paradise. I don't need to be on the coast, but I do need to be in a city. I don't want to be, out in the nowheresville, the no man's land. I need to be able to, walk places. Because God knows, my condition isn't getting any better. I've already got enough reasons. Just to go get my beer. I buy beer because that helps with my condition. It helps apparently suppress the pain a little bit. So I buy beer regularly. I will get to the end of a 30-pack and I will go 4 or 5 days without going out to it because I just don't want to make the drive. The drive to the place where I buy my beer is half a mile from here. It's turn, and then you're there. And I don't, intellectually and physically, the combination of the two, when I'm under the pressure of CFS, I just don't want to do that. That's too much. I need to live someplace where I can walk a block down to the local bar, where the beers are, 50, pesos? 50 pesos. I don't know what Dominican Republic's currency is. 50 pesos for beer? Huh? Live that life on an island paradise away from the goddamn Americans. Fucking Americans. Gohan saying, don't go to the Dominican Republic. It and Haiti are hotbeds for earthquake activity. I can dig a hole. Oh wait, no, that's you don't want to be in a hole during an earthquake. That's for a hurricane. We'll come back from the live stream break and we'll look a little bit deeper into Haiti. In fact, when we come back from the live stream break, we'll do a Sudoku puzzle so that we can claim to have played a game on this gaming website on Twitch, and then they can't fire me or anything. We're gonna take a 7-minute break. Go have a pee. Go do what you gotta do. Meet me back here. 7 minutes. Pawn not out. I still haven't picked the song. I'm just, there's so many. We've heard it all before, Here, listen to the Gypsy song. Used to be my outro. 7 minutes, pawn not out.
Please listen carefully.
Hello, I am the Ronin Paul. Yeah. And welcome back to twitch.tv/Ronin Paul Live. I wasn't sure if you could hear me or not. Oh. Thank you, Rations, with your hit song, Leaves of Grass. Welcome back to the live stream upon which we determine the best exit strategy for leaving just before America, one of those happens, which, we're currently in the process thereof. So it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle out of the, black hole that is collapsing currently. But if you can breach the top, where, they haven't actually made that wall that Mexico is going to pay for, so you can get out, and maybe you can grab yourself a ship to the Dominican Republic. And that's over here. It's over here, and it is somewhat local to America on the larger globe, but, you do what you can. The other option of going over here, it's just too expensive. I can't land. I can't get my feet down there, but maybe, oh, Jesus, spin the world, pawn. Spin the globe. Okay, ready? This is how we'll do it. We'll pick where we're going to flee by just spinning the map. I'll close my eyes. Okay, spin it a couple of times. Eyes closed, completely closed right now. Just closing my eyes. Where are we going to go to? Where would we? Oh, the Dominican Republic. That's a good choice. I think that might work out for me. I don't know. Ice cream, breaking Patriot info, Truth Wars news. Liberal Twitch streamer threatens to blow up America. I said it's already in process. My plans are in the works. You can't stop it now. I just need to get out, and then I can hit the button. Go to a third world Asian country. That's possible. Is Japan a third world? That's the one that I have I like the language anyway. But I don't know that I could live there. I really love the language, but I don't know that I'd be happy. I don't know that I'd be happy living here either. But this actually, when I stumbled into this while looking at my flyer miles, it's very much about like gut, and my gut was like, And then later my gut was like, And then now my gut's like, And it just feels like a good idea. And you gotta trust that, because otherwise, what have you got, Intellect? It's really hard to make decisions that way, and then it doesn't work out. So you might as well just throw caution to the wind, throw darts at the globe, and close your eyes, spin it, and head somewhere. It won't be the first time I've done that either. And I decided to be a homeless vagrant for the Lord. I literally opened a map of the United States and went, okay, and stuck my finger somewhere and went, all right, looks like I'm going to Joplin, Missouri. And I did. I got on a Greyhound bus and I went to Joplin, Missouri, and I was homeless in Joplin. But that was another era and another time. And Joplin, Missouri, sadly, is in America, so you can't escape America by going there. Now, Haiti and the Dominican Republic have a long history of, not liking each other. In fact, I believe Haiti is the reason they called the nation Haiti and the people Haitians is, I believe it translates to those who hate their own. So, and given the nature of this live stream, American also means the same. So I don't want to be one anymore. I just want to just get me out. Just get me out. So people who hated their own, when they escape to the Dominican Republic, and therefore I'm running in this direction here. Richard dropped his island again. Dick Island? There's Dick's Island? There's islands for dicks? I would fit in. This island is perfect, Pawn says, why are there no names? Okay, quick. Buy me an island, fast as you can. Free Drinks Island, it's only a $500,000. Okay. Free Drinks Island. Free Drinks Island. Yes, I like the name anyway. Very private and scenic location. Is there one bar on the island where all of the drinks are free? And there it is. There's the bar. You just go there, or no, it's right off of the dock so that you can just park up and. Okay, well, Free Drinks Island in Georgian Bay in Ontario, Canada. Oh no, it's cold there. It's bad. No, can't do it. Can't do it. Cost of living in Japan is 15% higher than in the US. However, average rent is 30% lower than in the US. However, the average rental space in Japan is smaller than the chair that I'm sitting in right now. I believe there is some truth to that. They're much more tolerable of smaller living spaces than, big fat Americans who have to drive miniature apartments around, all of us, instead of having, vehicles that have any sort of sense of aesthetic design to them. So we're looking into the Dominican Republic. What else can we search? Well, what can we start to search? Because I haven't really searched anything. I've just been prating on, as I like to do. So Dominican Republic, what would we, let's see, average income. Average income of the Dominican Republic. The average wage for common labor in the Dominican Republic is about 3,000 to 6,000 pesos a month. So then the median would be something like 4,500 pesos to dollars is 224 US dollars. Now, I'll still be doing the live streams, and you will, goddammit, still be supporting me through Twitch and Patreon and subscriptions. Where are the subscriptions? Just because they break the overlay and they don't pop up on screen doesn't mean you're out of it. So I'll be good. I'll be good if the average income is 4,500 pesos, 224.85. Shit, I could do that, right? I wonder if DR pesos are different than Mexican pesos, though. Could be. But okay, so there was average income. What else can we do? Average temperature. Tell me what the average temperature is for the Dominican. Okay, in March. Cool. I'm gonna guess that's yeah. All right. Average temperature in March is there's a big. Why do you have to put it in a text? Just put the number there. During the day ranges from 82 to 86. At night 65 to 72. Oh, wouldn't that be horrible then? How about in January where it's real cold? Punta Caña's average was 77. 77 in January, the coldest month in Michigan. Sometimes February, 77 in Punta Caña. Probably saying that wrong. There's no tilde over the N, but I like to do that. Also, when I had a Spanish class in high school, I learned almost nothing from it. ¿Dónde es tu biblioteca? But what I did receive was another name because Roy is not. I mean Ronan Pawn. My given name is not a name that exists in the Spanish world necessarily. So they decided, or maybe my teachers didn't know what the fuck they were doing, but they gave us Spanish names. So my name was Ramon. Ore wa watashi no Ramon. That's, I didn't even speak Japanese properly there. What did I say? I am my Ramon, I think is what I just said in Japanese there. But, okay, I wasn't supposed to trill the R. I just like to. They told me, quit trilling the R. It's just Ramon. No. No es no. Me llamo es Ramon. That's smooth as fuck, isn't it? Ramon. Ramon is here to make your nights complete. Who wants a fiesta? En me bed. What's bed? Bedo. Yeah, I'm going to need to touch up on my Spanish if I'm going to the Dominican. So average income, we did average temperature, average height. I am kind of short. I don't want to be too short. Average temperature, average wage. So you're not giving me good average things anymore. Let's see, average ping. Can I get like internet ping for like the Dominican Republic? What's the average ping latency for the Dominican Republic? Average results for Orange Dominicana. I don't know if this is what we're supposed to be looking at anyway, but 116 milliseconds. So could we just ping something in the Dominican Republic? Could we just ping a Dominican Republic web page? Okay. DominicanRepublic.com, which we'll see. Maybe this is located. Well, who is it first? Who is DominicanRepublic.com? Domain search and who is Dominican? Domain name lookup. None of these are websolutions.eu. Go fuck yourself. Just give me whois.com. God damn it. Whois. Whois.net, rather. Whois.net. The DominicanRepublic.com. Just to make sure that it's in the Dominican Republic. Bluehost? That is not a Dominican Republic. Well, that's a name server, but that is... I know this host. Oh my god, the Dominican Republic uses the same host that Rex uses. Oh, Jesus Christ. Rex, things have gone off of the rails. Can we just ping? Can I ping? I've never pinged from Google. I usually do it from a command line. But I need a ping that will automatically resolve the... Oh, fuck it, do it from... I think I can do it from command line. Command line, ping the Dominican Republic. Ah! Response time of 33 milliseconds. However, I'm pretty sure I've just determined that the server for Dominican Republic and Republic.com, by the way, ping golf clubs, buy them today, is not actually in the Dominican Republic. So there's a thing. What else can we search for Dominican Republic averages? Like average cost of living, just living in general. Average price for a nice one-bedroom apartment outside the central districts of Santo Domingo is about $250 a month, while a 3-bedroom unit goes for a little over $510 on average. Okay. Living in the Republic, well, I don't have $1,000 a month, but if I can afford one of those $250 places, I'd actually like to see, like, this is going to be hard because when you try and search, like, local real estate, what you get are American companies trying to sell rich Americans, because, Google tracks you, trying to sell rich Americans, $100,000 real estate in countries. It's like, but hello, Juan Perdomo, Century 21, Dominican Republic real estate specialist. He's probably going to be selling us the properties that are hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions because they're right on the beach. Properties, houses and villas, condos and apartments, commercial properties, rentals. I'd like to know a house, but when you call it a villa, oh, hell. Really? $27,900 for a 538 square foot home. It's small, but it's got a fucking pool, and it's 2.5 kilometers from the beach. Oh, these are the prices I wanted to see. 33.5 for another 538 feet. It's also 2.5, so that's a little bit overpriced. But look, it's fucking beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. It's definitely like a walk-in, and then you share it with someone else, probably. What do you got here? Show me the shitty shit. 50,000, 69,000. It's sold. 75 grand. Oh, is it going up? Are you listing from least to most? It looks like it is. Is there a sort option? There isn't, but shit, man. More photos. There aren't any. Well, maybe there are. Wait. Aha. Can I see the large photos? I can blow them up myself. Maybe we'll do it like that so that we can all see. So here's the backyard with a fucking pool. I wonder if this is so, like, you get this house and then that pool is shared with other people in your area. That's probably what it is. That's fine. I can deal with that. Interior, fucking gorgeous. Fucking gorgeous it is. Still fucking gorgeous. And that's how the exterior looks? Wait a second, have you gone on to another property? Because this was the front. So one of those properties is... I see. These two properties are on the same lot, and one of them's selling for 27, the other's for 30-some. Interesting. That pool's inflating the price. Look for something without a pool. You got a whole plastic-filled ocean to soak in. Right. But apparently this website is listing... All right, zoom back out. Is listing... You're definitely correct, Major Exelberth, but the listings are not... They seem to be in a certain order. Let's go to, like, the end. It's the 30th listing. Okay, thank you. No, thanks. No, I got it. I got it. You can drop... Okay, so the website's a little broken. So for the low price of $1.5 million, I can be 0 kilometers from the beach with 2 pools. So, if you're into excess and stupidity, this is an American home. I want to not be near the Americans. Yeah, the prices go up from the 26,000, at least on Juan Perdomo's site. So if we go back to Dominican Republic Real Estate and look at someone else, Oceanside Realty... See, I don't want it oceanside. Point to homes. Yeah, this is what I expect to see. Let's say a maximum of 50,000. You got anything? And in Puerto Plata, 39.9 for 560 square foot residential in Palm Hills, maybe. I don't know that's a place. 49,000, 47,000, 35. Do you have a sort option? Sort by price raising. 15 grand. I can afford that if I sell this place. It's a condo, though, so I'd have to pay association fees, and I'm not much into that. Plus, it's just a glorified apartment. If I'm buying, I'd like to buy. Here we go. This is for me. It's a shed on an island without a picture once you come to it. Starter business hotel next door is also for sale at a great price. Good as a small store or Wi-Fi cafe. I could have a store. A shop front for 20,000 USD, put a little cot in the back. Huh? Owner just upped the price from 15 to 20, not sure why when it would not sell at 15. However, as always, make an offer. Oh my God, the person listing this is like, he's definitely got that Hispanic sort of mentality of, fuck it. I'm going to tell you everything. I don't know why that came out in a Russian accent. Everything comes out in a Russian accent. You want to hear my French accent? Hello, I am Francie. It always comes out that way. But I like that. That just tells me, like, the real estate agent is like, this guy's stupid. So I'm going to tell you he's stupid. Make an offer for 15 because he'll take it. I could buy this little storefront for 15. Does it tell me, like, the square footage? Because it looks really small. If you find anything on any other site, send us the link. We have the listings. More are posted here. Ooh, I like you. Real estate agent, you tell the truth. Let's follow him. Or let's email him and just say, you're awesome. Let's give him a call. All right, hang on. So we go over here. Prestige Dominican Realty. Do you have a sort option? Search to buy. Number of area, square, year built. Prices. I can lower you to, is this in USD? Because if it is, I can't actually get you. There we go. Search for that. I don't care about anything else. Just price on asking. No. I want an actual price for it. 16.5 for your own palm trees. 18,000 I could buy another store for. Oh, but it's been sold. Let's have a look at it anyway. Just a little storefront. I could live out of a storefront. And you ask, like, how are you going to do that, pawn? How are you going to, like, repatriate? Do you really think that you can just repatriate at will, Ronin pawn? And I say, I'll tell them I'm a monk. Because I could claim that. I might even be able to get my Zen master to ordain me just for the purpose of moving to the Dominican Republic. And if not, it's not like they're going to call up Korea and say, can we look into your registration for all of your monks? And I doubt that Korea has a registration for, well, maybe they do. They've got a lot of money. For people who took a vow of poverty, oh my God, the money that's floating around in the hands of monks. They drive Beamers. They drive Beamers in Korea. Why? Because they don't know what the fuck to do with the money. Here. It's a condo. I'm not interested in condos. But then I don't know how it works in other nations. You can't just assume that a condo works the same way in another nation. It's small, it's shitty. This place isn't anywhere as good as the last, though. And it's a fucking condo. Who wants a condo? If I'm buying, I'm buying. Give me a home that's mine. You are sorting them from cheapest to richest. What's this one? Because it's just like, it's empty land. I could build. I could chop down those trees and I could build. I'm CFS. I couldn't have done that before. I'm not going to do it now. Cheap fixer-upper. I can do a little fixer-uppering. This condo complex is under new management and it shows a gorgeous, well-kept garden, very good security, and a rental office to help you manage and so forth and so on. Can I make you big? Oh, wow. That just stretches the pictures oddly. But, we can see it now. There's your view. Ugh. That needs to be fixtured-uppered. Okay. It's just, when we saw that first one for 28,000 or something, it's made my standards go up. Oh, look at those walls, though. That's, what, you want to fix things? I don't know. Kind of feels good when you put them plaster down and come back. A little bit. William Oosterman. I don't know. I don't know. I like your style, your swagger. Ooh, look at this place sold less than a price of a car, 25,000. Is it a condo? Uh, Another sale by Prestige. Sorry you missed out. We do have two more in the same complex. A spacious studio with 50 meters, 540 square feet, nice pool and garden, quiet, secure location, includes parking. Condo monthly fees are very low, so you can live cheap. Okay. Okay, stretch it out and make it look awful. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Look at that, though, huh? That's a nice place, and they've got two more of them. I mean, oh, is this underground? Usually you get those windows when you're like half underground. Yeah, you wouldn't. That's weird. I mean, if you had in the pictures, I got a feeling this one's underground. You want windows if you're living in the goddamn Caribbean. But, you know, if you're paying 25,000. In any case, we have found that there is a real estate market that I could participate in, and we didn't even look at like rentals and things. So if we go back to, was it this site? No, well, maybe this one, and we said property type, other condos, co-ops, multifamily, other properties, any. No, it might have been this one. If we go back to where we landed, and said we wanted to rent commercial, condo, farm, ranch, land, lots, villa. I want a villa first off. Show me your villas, and then, you know, the cheap ones, please. Are you interested in this? Because I'm very interested in this. Just as cheap as you can make them. Show me villas, not condos. Ice cream. That's why he's fucking honest, Pawn. He's Dutch. I knew the guy was Dutch. Just being honest. Okay. 37,000. What is he Dutch? William Oosterman. So here's a shitty place for 37,000, but it's your own home. It's a villa with 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, living room, and kitchen. Come here and enjoy the Caribbean way of life in a Dominican community. Priced right so you can afford to move down here and experience the local culture. Make an offer. So there, you know, I can get that down from 37 to 32 at least. To find the right property, I still wouldn't have 32. I wonder if I could get I'll bet I could get a fucking mortgage easier down there than here, too. Because if the culture in general is, you know, if the currency is worth less and the culture is poorer in general, then they got to make loans, and I would be a great loan candidate for them, and probably the rates aren't as rapey. I don't know. You never know about another culture. What else you got? This looks like something out of Detroit. Mm-hmm. For 39,000. Okay. I can work with that. I mean, I like that, yeah, and then do I get all of that too? The part that burned or whatever. Do I get all of that as well? Because, I mean, it's a villa, so it should be mine, right? Do you get all of the upstairs? Because that'd be cool. Yes, duplex to finish, and then I could rent. If I poured more money into it and finished off the upper level, I could rent to stupid America. I don't want Americans around me, though. But I could rent to stupid Americans for a ridiculous price. Huh? Cheertang, Google Map it to see the neighborhood. Can I, okay, do they have a link to that directly on the site? Let's just do it the easy way. Boom, boom, boom. In the Dominican Republic. Yes. Show me that on a map. Did you find it? No, but we did find the Dominican Republic. No, then it took out the main street and just gave us Dominican Republic. So, maybe I did that wrong. What do you got? Main Street, Cabaret, English, Dutch, and Spanish. See? I'm moving to Deutschland. That's not what it's called. This is just so encouraging. This one has six bedrooms, and then it says 5 bedrooms as well. So one's probably in the, you know, broken down place, but 6 bedrooms on the lower level for 40 grand, and you can finish off the upstairs and rent it, and then that can pay the rest of your mortgage. I want you in my room. I want you, Noah. That was what? Pawn, here's a place where you'd actually come across as semi-rich. I would be, you know, middle class at least, huh? I'd be comfortable instead of struggling and scraping to get by with my 70,000 flyer miles and the home that I own. It's in Detroit. My flyer miles are, I worked the system, and my 830 credit score. My credit score is, I worked the system. By the way, does anyone want to rent a credit score from me? I found out how you can do that. You can make money renting your credit score to other people. 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms. Oh, I misread. So, no, 6 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms. Did I misread again? No, okay, but you did call my attention to that. So, 5 bathrooms. So it really is meant to be an apartment if it's got 5 bathrooms. So I wonder if the lower level being finished is actually broken up into like 3 apartments already, in which case you buy the place, you live out of one of them, you rent the other 2, you use the money from renting the other 2 to fix up the place and pay the mortgage. Ha! William Oosterman, I'm calling. What's your number? Okay. This is looking very good for the ye olde Dominican Republic. I'm quite happy to see these things. What else could we look up? Dominican Republic cost of utilities. Why would you do that? Cost of utilities. What are the cost of utilities? Monthly rent for... Okay, it's in Rodinas. Let's go here to this website and see if they can't fill it in. 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, single room apartments most likely. That would be great. You'd have so much income. You knock down a wall and, spread out yours. You could spread out the others, and then you could rent it to, stupid American tourists, or rent it to local people. I could make that work so easily, especially if my dad's there to do all the work for me, and then I can just sit around and rake in the cash. Can he hear me through these walls? Because that wouldn't be good. He's right over there. Basic lunchtime menu in RD is $3.25. All right, so RD to USD, 1 Dominican peso is equal to 2 pennies. Am I reading that right? 1 Dominican peso is equal to 2 pennies. So let's say 100 RD to USD, 100 RD to USD is $2. $2 for 100. So $6 for a lunchtime menu meal kind of thing. 100 to 2. So this is $5 for a combo meal. There's your Big Mac thing. For the combo meal, it's $5, but that's an American company. Boneless chicken breast for £1 is $130. That's a little over $2. Wow. I don't eat that anyway. Milk is $1. Milk is $1. Eggs are $2 for 12 eggs. That's a little expensive for what we have over here, but maybe it's hard to get chickens to shit eggs in such heat. They're already hot and they're like, leave me alone. Mañana. 2 pounds of apples for $2. Wow. $1 a pound for apples. Potatoes are free. They just throw them at you on the street. 2 liters of Coca-Cola that's the same price as anywhere. Bread for 2 people for 1 day. No, tell me it in loaves, because I eat a lot of bread. Well, no. Housing is $33,000. Yeah, that's hard to do. For monthly rent for 900 square foot. But we're looking at 500 square foot. Now, I'm used to having a lot more space, but, who needs it? I'll set up one area for live streaming. I'll sleep in it. Hey, that's what I already do. I already live in just this room, people. So I can manage 500 square feet. Or I could buy that place that's got 6 different apartments already in it and 5 more upstairs or something. The cheapest shithole you can buy here is still close to 100,000, says Noah Craw. Why are houses so expensive in the Netherlands? That's why I can't come your way. I cannot cross the Atlantic in that direction. I can only go south in the Atlantic. Can't wait for the housing market to collapse. Me too. There's such an enormous shortage, it's bound to crash. A 40-inch flat screen is $30,937. What the hell is that? In USD. That's a lot of money for a 40-inch. There's 32. You'd have to just bring that across, just stow it in the compartment, because I guess it's an amenity Tier 5 rent seems to be about $670 a month for a 900 square footer, right? If we go back up there, or what's their rent? It's this one? Monthly rent for 900 square foot. Is this the calculation that you did? Yep, 670 a month. Okay. But for the 500, and since the average wage for a laborer, general laborer, is 250, like, rent has to deal with that, you know? Rent can't be out of control for people. Monthly rent for a 480 square footer is still going to be that looks like it's going to be 400 or something. What have we got? 450. But you can work the system. I've always found the ways to work the system. I could buy, you know? Oh, that's in an expensive area. In a normal area, that's what we're looking for, because I don't want to live with, you know, tourists, if at all possible. I mean, it's nice being on the beach. Okay, take out the comma. It's nice. Why suddenly can't you figure that out? Right, fuck you. How does this? It's, there. Do it. Do it. Ah, 280, 55 is what it is. So 280 bucks for in a regular area for a 500 square footer. Cool. Utilities are, this is what I wanted to know. Utilities are $33.62. There you go. $67.50 for utilities. Right now I pay about $40 a month, $40 to $50 a month for water. And then there's electric and heat, which is a lot. So that is significantly cheaper. Because even in the summer months when you're not using the heat that much and we don't have an air conditioner running, my gas and electric bill come to about $50, $60 in and of themselves. So I'm already paying like $100 and something in just basic utilities to start with. What else you got here? Ice cream. Fix yo CSS. What's wrong with my CSS? That popped. Everything works except for when the subscriptions. Oh, did I miss a subscription? No. So what's my CSS? See how pretty it is? I did all that with CSS. With the fading, the gradients from the top of the corner, and there's a little bit of like a sheen on the borders around the edge, huh? And then the lifted raised texts in the shadow. It's all CSS. What do you want me to fix in my CSS, Noah? I mean your browser theme CSS. Oh, yeah. That's somebody else wrote that. I just installed it. I probably will have to go back and work on their CSS in order to make it work, but I was fighting the bug in the bot, Noah. No, it was very satisfying to figure out the bug in the bot. And the bug in the bot was actually just JavaScript being fucking JavaScript, and it's asynchronous processing. Fucking hell. Internet, 8 megs. Okay, now that's going to be down. I need a lot more than 8 megs down. But what would that cost? Because if it's 8 megs down, what are they giving me up? If it's 8 megs down and 8 megs up, I might be able to live with that. I mean, it sucked for downloading, but I'd be able to do the live streams just fine. No, I wouldn't be able to live with that because of what Harv and I are planning. $32 for internet. That's actually... You know, I'm paying 50 for 110, so, yeah. We should look into that directly, because that's a pretty big and important thing that I need to. So clothes, a pair of jeans is, I don't care. I don't wear clothing. If I'm in the Caribbean, I'll just be a nudist. Transportation, a Volkswagen Golf with no extras new. New Volkswagen Golf, though. That's a lot of RD. What does that translate to? Can I just fucking select it, please? What does that translate to? I'm curious what a car costs. 21,000 new. That's probably 5,000 or 6,000 less than what you get it for in America. And here's the thing, like, they have a good reason to charge the same or even more for a vehicle on an island, because it's an island. Hard to get the vehicles there, and then, in addition, you don't want that many vehicles on an island. You will pollute your airspace very quickly. 1 liter, quarter... Ooh, what's gas cost? 1 liter, which is a quarter gallon of gas. Now, I'm used to seeing this in gallons, so we're going to take this amount and multiply it by 4. Fucking goddamn it. Yeah. It's $1.24, so times 4. Wow, that's actually gas is a lot more on the island, which again makes sense. I wonder what their public transport though. Gas is mostly like $8 a gallon. It was $5 a gallon, which is a lot more than we pay here. But again, you're on an island, so trying to, probably if the government's smart, they've taxed it heavily in order to discourage people from owning their own vehicles and instead buying a monthly ticket to the public transport, which is much cheaper in that it only costs you $34.96. Well, that's part of the utilities there that I said. It's still great, and I'd love to be, have public transport available, and be able to travel, because I'm honestly getting to the point where some of these CFS days, I don't trust myself to drive. I don't trust myself to drive an hour away even on a good day, because I don't know if I'm going to have a sudden, downturn to my condition. Personal care, I don't care about my person. 4 rolls of toilet paper for 112, which is going to be about $2. Tube of toothpaste, about $2. I will survive just fine. Entertainment, pub. What's the pub? Tell me about. 1 cocktail drink in downtown club. No. 1 beer in a neighborhood pub is $1.52, which is going to be about $3, which is what you pay around here. That kind of sucks, but okay. For a pint, though, potentially. 1 month of gym. Ooh. 1 package of Marlboro cigarettes. Let's see, my smoking addiction, so if it's $2.13. $2.13, that's, so a pack of cigarettes is $4? That's cheap. Good to be a smoker on an island, huh? They're less worried about what's coming out of your lungs and what's coming out of the pipe of your car. They don't want you having one of those. Free train rides all day. I wonder how the public transport is in the Dominican Republic. Let's look into that next. Dominican Republic, public transportation. How do we do for that? Transport. Okay, let's go straight to Wikipedia and see what they have to say about it. Roadways, I'm not interested in. The Santo Domingo Metro is the first mass transit system in the country and second in the Caribbean and Central American. The Dominican Republic has a bus system that is rather reliable. Most of these public transportation vehicles are fairly comfortable. Fare is generally inexpensive, and there are bus terminals and stops in most of the island's major cities. Here's the other thing. I don't need a monthly ticket, because I'm not going to travel that much. So I will almost certainly pay less to just buy, transport when I need it, than to pay $30-some for a month-long thing. I mean, if I were living anywhere near the way I am living now, which I don't want to, I would like this to be a change in lifestyle. But if I were, then I don't leave the house. Leaving the house? Are you kidding me? How much would your weed be? Oh, let's check. Wait a sec. So Dominican Republic, marijuana laws. Marijuana, Punta Cana Forum. Is it possible to find weed? Okay, so we've got a question. Is it possible to find weed in Punta Cana? And the reply is googly eyes. Yes, very possible. Also very possible to end up in jail, and not a comfy jail like home. Please know I'm not judging, just warning you. Dominican Republic is very tough on drugs, and you do not want to be in jail there. Shit. When was this? 2018. And it's not worth it for 2 reasons. The few times I had some down there, it's garbage. Reminded me of old 80s green homegrown. Shit. I'm gonna need... I just found the edible weed actually helps. But I'm gonna need some kind of painkiller. I'm gonna need, if not that, fucking hell. Why? It's because they're fucking Spaniards and Catholicism. Is any of that true? I don't know. I sent her a snap of a rental apartment. Oh, Jesus. Are you proposing moving in with your girlfriend, Noah? Oh, Jesus. You actually are talking about girlfriends and stuff like that. Are you sure you want that all recorded in the live stream here? What if she happens to stumble upon the Ronin pawn? I'm out there. Probably because of the U.S.'s war on drugs, says Major Exelbirth. Yes. Well, legal status of marijuana in the Dominican Republic. Medical marijuana. The production, sale, and possession of any form of medical marijuana products are illegal. God damn it. Recreational, obviously, that's going to be illegal. Any possession of cannabis is illegal. Will be punished, most likely with a prison sentence. I wonder what the prison sentences are in Dominican Republic. You know, in America, I'm used to like Orwellian state. I'm used to a prison system that says, "Oh, you slipped up, 5 years." So what is the like prison terms? Life in jail in the minute. Well, that's telling me about what life would be like in jail, or the maximum jail term for youth is 2 years. World Prison Brief. Dominican Republic average criminal sentence length. Sure. All right, well, the World Prison Brief. Let's look in. Not that I'm planning on being arrested. I'm just curious to know how humane or inhumane the Dominican Republic is toward its own people when they commit a crime or when the state believes that they have committed a crime. So what have we got here? Population total, including pretrial detainees, is 26,286, which actually begs another question. Population of Dominican Republic. 10.7 million. So, how do you do this math again? Oh, that's not the web page. Where was I? I was here. So 26,286. Give me another one. It's going to be divided by 10.7. Well, 10.7. So 10.7 million. We'll do it manually. Divided by 10. 7, 10, 7, really, oh, wait, I'm gonna have to do that, aren't I? 10, 7, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. That's 10.7 million, right? So we're talking about less than 1% of the population imprisoned, if I did that right. Is that how it works? It's 2 million in the USA, if I recall correctly, yeah, and 2 million in the USA of the potential 200 and some million who could go to prison because the rest are children equates to 8% of our population. A whole percentage point of our population is in prison. Now, I didn't make that consideration for the Dominican Republic in terms of, like, what about children? Let's say that the figures go more or less, you know, as they usually do, which is a third of the population is children. Let's just say 7 million. 7, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Still less than, well, less than 1% of the population. 0.24%, 0.37% if we take children out of the mix. So are they more humane? They are 66% more humane than than America is when it comes to that. Let's keep looking at prison statements. Prison population rate per 100,000 of national... Oh, Jesus, they already did it. 238 per 100,000. So, yeah, very, very low rate of people being in prison. Female prisoners is 2.9. Juveniles is 2.3. Foreign is 7.7. Okay. Yeah, well, I don't blame you, fucking Americans. There's 41, there's 19 traditional prisons, 22 new model prisons. Okay. Official capacity of the prison system is 14,219, and they are holding 26,200. Okay, so there's some gaps there. Occupancy level based on official capacity, yeah, 184%. So they could use another prison or two, or 10, in order to cover that population. But okay, it's still slightly better than in America. And if they haven't privatized their prison system, if it's still run by the government, then, you know, the people who are in charge of your stay in prison don't have a financial incentive to make sure that you are still there next year. Sounds like, wow, crazy, right? Well, one country is digging itself into a hole. Dominican Republic versus the United States crime stats compared. Fun. So, let's see. Believes crime increased in the past 3 years. but has crime actually increased in the past 3 years would be the thing that I'd want to know there. Crime levels, 73.75, ranked 5th, 32% more than the United States, ranked 30th in the United States. Or, what? Ranked 5th in terms of crime levels? But their prisons only contain 0.03% of the population who could be imprisoned. Okay. Ranks 27th in drugs and cannabis use, and we rank number 1. God damn it. I guess it's hard to get there. That's hard. Opiate use? Oh, God. Really, almost none. We're ranked 3rd at 0.57% of the population using opiates? Really? I would have thought it was a higher percent of the population using opiates. Illegal opiates, because we're talking about crime rates. Ah ha ha. Yes, if you figured in the legal ones that are actually more powerful and more crippling and more addictive than the illegal ones, because that's how America does math, then it would be a much higher figure there. Fear of crime, we're ranked 7th. The U.S. is ranked 31st, but the difference between us is 0.5%, apparently. 0.5 percentage point. Wow, Americans should be far. Oh, violent hate crime. Yes, well, I mean, America is full of fucking hate crime. It's just not usually, punished as hate crime because it's hard to prosecute, and sometimes you'll have the president let the sheriff who developed a police state of hate crime, he'll let him go, and then that sends a certain message to people, and they know, okay, whatever your ad is, take it off my fucking live stream. Murder rate, 22, murder rate 5. What? Explain this to me. 22nd in the world. So in the rankings, the murder rate here is 22nd in the world, and America is the 5th in the world. Take your ad away, I already said. Police officers, we're ranked 16th. I'm already talking like I live there. We have 25% more police officers per population than America does, so we're safer. Ranked 2nd in robberies. 4 times more than the United States. So people, I don't mind stealing bread from the mouths of decadents. Ranked 95th in violent crime, gun crime, and America's ranked 17. So you're not going to get shot that often, except by a police officer, because we have a lot of them and they're all well armed. I don't know about that, I'm just kidding. Violent crime murder rate, ranked 6th, ranked 9th, 5 times more. Murder rate per million people, ranked 43rd. So that's sort of an indication of how you can change statistics by looking at them differently. Because this nation only has 10 million people. This nation has 350 million people. So, violent crime ranked 6th in murders, and you're ranked 9th, 5 times more than the Dominican Republic. Your rankings are going back and forth. What are you talking about? How are they ranked 6th, and you have more and are ranked 9th? This site is weird. Ranked 4th, 6 times more than the United States in murders per million people. Again, if you study a tiny nation based on its millions versus a massive nation that really needs to be smaller. You can see how I'm interpreting the data in the way that I want to, because I've already decided that I'm interested in the Dominican Republic, right? Tier 5, that was ranked 1st, not 17th, says Mage Lord Exoberth. Which one? Well, what, U.S., presumably? 1st in death of people being dead? And you cheered, and I didn't hear it come up. Is Nobut still up? Wisdom. Nobut's still up, so why? Where's my overlay? God damn it. Properties? The overlay done got broken. It's not there. Or did somebody pull chat down for us? Did you? But no, that ain't right. Pony, did you pull chat down? If I hit chat, does it come back? Okay. Oh, it is working. It is working. That was a problem on Twitch's end that the cheer didn't go through, says Major Ordex. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you for making it clear. And I just looked over and saw that the chat wasn't there, and it confused me. I'm an easily confused fellow. Listen, it's time for another live stream break. Um, what else can we investigate about the Dominican Republic here? Jamaica, go to Jamaica. Yeah, that's not going to work out. That's too expensive. Expensiva. Your commands show up well before you type them on stream. Yes, there's always that delay. It's the stream delay, baby. Your chats show up later than. What do you mean? Geez, already? Internet speed. Oh, yes, we should look very closely at internet speed, so we will do that when we come back. And I was going to do some Sudoku. We'll look at the internet speed, and then we'll do some Sudoku, and then we'll figure out what the hell we're going to fill the rest of this live stream with, because I guess I'll just, actually plan. We'll pick out a hotel together. We got to figure out where we're going to go in Dominican Republic. Because as much as I'd love to be, Punta Cana, that's going to be expensive. Because it is the landing place for the flights from America that are cheap. So you're going to have tourists. So you're going to have tourist prices. So we're probably going to have to go inland. But we're definitely going to look from the edges back in. If we can get near the water in a region where it's mostly locals and there's not a lot of tourism, more is the better to be able to visit the beach. Wouldn't that be nice? But we will discover all that when we come back from the live stream break. That's going to be 7 minutes. Take this opportunity to, pee and listen to this song that I wrote once upon a time. What did I call it? I called it Underground Mario. Give it a listen. We'll be back in 7 minutes. Pulling not out. Hello, I am the Ronan Ballin, and welcome back to a twitch.tv/Ronan Ballin live stream on twitch.tv/Ronan Ball. We're gonna fade it out nicely. It's just the right spot, too. Welcome back to the hunt for a place to escape the Americas from. The United States of Americas, not the Americas as a continent or set of continents. It's kind of just, you see the egotism in that. America, we're America. No, you're not. No, you're not. See, I can survive the Dominican Republic. Does it have to be the Dominican Republic? Asked Mage Lord Exoberth just before I left. What about the other lovely islands? Can I live in the other lovely islands? Can I afford to live in the other lovely islands? You know, the big thing about the Dominican Republic is that it's a large landmass, which means it's not all just been consumed by tourism to the Caribbean. And I don't want to live in a tourist town. Seeing some tourists here and there and now and again is all well and good and fine, but I don't want to live in a tourist town, and I just presume that even Puerto Rico, which also has a sizable landmass, they've got a fucking rainforest. I just presume that it's going to be very hard to find a place to live that on Puerto Rico, and it didn't strike me when I visited when I was on vacation there as someplace that it didn't grab me. It was fine. It was fine, but it didn't yes, Puerto Rico. But then again, I was in San Juan in a tourist trap town. I don't know that, where you're suggesting Jamaica, and I will come to, why are there no names, just ice cream? Almost 2 times the cost of your house. I love the English property market. What's this? And this is one of the cheap ones, he says. Eurolet, £21,000, £22,000 for a garage. Yes, I noted that when I was looking in Europe as an alternate route of escape, since the name of this live stream was how to escape the United States of America as it descends into, the United States of America. This is why I can't recommend that we, the members of the proletariat, look too hard at Europe, because it's very hard to make work, even in the places where it's not that expensive. It's still kind of expensive. The US dollar doesn't go as far in comparison to the euro and the pound, and even when you can find something in your price range, you might be living out of a garage. So, in terms of Jamaica, with this little amount of landmass that it has, my problem is that I recognize Kingston, I recognize Montego Bay, and everything that's a beach is going to be just, basically wherever you see the white there, that's all going to be tourists, isn't it? And they're all going to think, oh, but I'm smart. I didn't go to Montego Bay or Kingston. I went to Port Antonio. And it's just going to be a bunch of fucking tourists, and you're going to pay tourist prices, and the housing is going to be incredibly expensive. I assume that. Maybe that's untrue. Maybe I'm being unfair. But today, okay, to not get distracted, we are moving to Cuba. Now, Dominican Republic, we're investigating the possibility of that. For some reason, it calls to me, it sings to me, I hear it. I'd suggest Grenada, perhaps, as a comparison alternative. Grenada is tiny, isn't it? Where's Grenada? Grenada, Montego, it's way down here by Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago. Grenada, again, very small. Looks kind of rough terrain, mountainous kind of thing, which is nice. You can, go over a mountain and get away from the tourists, I suppose. For comparison, that'll have to be another day because we've got more research to do into the Dominican Republic. What did we need to look into? First and foremost, if I'm going to continue being a live streamer, can I live stream? So, fastest internet in the Dominican, and yes, Google knows what I've been searching. The fastest internet service for cell phones. No. The fastest home is from Claro. Domingo, let's see. Almost all companies that offer mobile services have 4G. The fastest internet I have found is the fiber optic from Claro. Let's go over here and see what they're saying. Ice cream, how much more would you need monthly, roughly, to be able to afford live and rent a home in Western Europe? I haven't even considered it. I don't know. I just don't know. And the other problem with that is visiting Europe. With this, I can get to the Caribbean on, there and back on 30,000 flyer miles, so I can do that twice or take someone with me the first time. Whereas with going to Europe, it's not 15,000 flyer miles. It's not that much more, I don't think. I think I can do it in 20,000, but it's one trip once, and I can't take anyone with me, at least not for free. So getting there, and then also trying to decide where to go. I feel very much about, just Europe as a whole, as I do America, that I don't know of anywhere that I'd want to go. Nothing sings to me, which is one of the reasons I want to get out of the United States. I can't think of a place shore to shore, coast to coast, that calls to me any more than Hamtramck, which I'm living a quarter of a mile from the border of. This is the best place that I know of in the country for me that I would want to live. And I got as close as I could on the budget that I had, and here I am, having been broken into and fought people in the streets, and there's a drug house across the way. Two, actually. And a third, if you want to do a little bit of driving. I know where there's a lot of drug houses in the local area. But when I try to think of, where in America calls to me, where else would I go? Florida is the place for snowbirds, for people in the Northeast. They all retire to Florida thinking that that'll be great. I've been to Florida. It's horrible. I've primarily spent my time on the east coast of Florida. I've also been to, is it Panama City Beach in Florida? On a senior vacation when I wasn't even I was graduated, but my friends were juniors when I was a senior, so I followed them down there. And that was a tourist experience that was wonderful and horrible simultaneously. But that was more just about being my age and not knowing what the fucking world was and how people are. I'm really not looking forward to the whole Buddhist reincarnation premise, having to figure it all out again. Fuck. Yeah, the U.S., where would I go in America if I could go anywhere? If money wasn't even a factor, and it's I don't know, because California is appealing, the West Coast, but it's just so. Isn't it? It's just so it knows how. Maybe, though, maybe. Especially if I lived in, down near Haight Street or something like that, Me and the gays, we get along well. What? where they strip nude and lay on, literally on the high traffic street corners, nude, sunning themselves outdoors, and no one stops them. That does sound nice, but it's just, it doesn't sing to me. It doesn't say, yes, this is the place for you. I have to look at myself in order to see where would I live if I were going to choose it. And myself is a man who having many opportunities, having been born, poor but privileged, white poor, and also having been gifted like a good education with parents who made sure that I had a good education even when we were living poor. We moved to a place that was like a trailer park down dirt roads and that kind of stuff, but it was a nice trailer park, and the school district that I was in was one of the richest in the county and one of the in the richest county in the state. And so like I've been taken care of, I got a bunch of benefits, and yet in my whole life I was never interested in attaining, wealth. I never looked at the world and said, what should I do with my life, and ever even considered, well, first thing first, make sure you get your money. It just wasn't a concern of mine. So that's like right down to the core of me, and I realized that, that perspective that I have and my life experience as a poor person, it would be it would be weird. It would be a fish out of water for me to move to a place where people have, where the general populace has experienced a life of affluence and privilege. So, where do you go in America? And just there ain't a town in the whole place. My parents have always talked about like the Southwest as being a place that's sort of you retire to, you escape to, like, in the good life, we get out of these harsh Michigan winters and we go down to Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico kind of region, and out in the desert, the beautiful vistas and stuff like that. But it just doesn't appeal to me because of the town in the desert kind of a thing. The towns have all grown up into American suburb and American metropolitan kind of towns, and none of it appeals to me. So when I think of Europe, I think of it in the same way that I have no idea where to land, and there's so many possibilities, and I just have to like travel to experience it. And sadly, my days of living on the road, homeless, backpacking, or living out of a van and driving the country are well behind me now. Couldn't do it if I wanted to, due to my physical state. So it's like I got no idea where to go. So when I stumbled onto the Dominican Republic and it kind of sang to me, I was like, it's the first thing that's at least sung to me. I mean, maybe it's one of those voices on the sea, those songs that you follow over the edge of the world and never come back from, but at least there's a song to follow there. Aggregate cost of living for Jamaica is 18% lower than the U.S. Average rent is 64% lower than the U.S. Well, we'll have to consider it then, especially since they're cool with the marijuanas. I will probably require it to be edible. I mean, I don't mind smoking it, but smoking it is a different kind of high. The edible that I consumed recently just took all of my physical pain away, and it was a body high, and it was amazing. It's amazing, and the high was just being normal, just feeling like I should be feeling for a man of my age. Sirens, says Turbo Nutter. Yes, sirens, bloody sirens. So, what have we got here? We're looking at the fastest internet in the DR. My internet was provided by Orange Dominicana, which was just acquired. Doodle-a-doo-doo-doo. If you come, enjoy your internet service. Maybe it's not the best in the world, but at least it's a decent one from my point of view. What do you say? Information originally provided by Netflix. Netflix measures the access and speed of the internet monthly in markets where it's present. DR was recently incorporated. Result of the measures was 20% over the closest competitor, whose name is not provided in the article. The measures were taken in 2017, published by so-and-so. You're not giving me the information I'd hoped you would have. Whereas this at least suggests that the fastest internet is fiber optic from Claro, but internet service providers in Dominican Republic, not satellite providers. Okay, and that's just shopping. Internet speed test Dominican Republic. I'm trying to find the information. I don't know where to look. Search country. Average latency is 264 milliseconds, so that's not as good as you'll get on not an island. Average download speed is 7.97. Average upload is 2.18. So if we're looking at those as averages, and assuming that you can pay a little bit more and get more, because the average in America upload speed, I'd be curious. Actually, US average upload speed. 64.17, download. 22 upload speed is the average around here. Okay. So if I can get 10 up, then we're good. The latency, it sucks. It does suck. Total speed test 364. It's average download. Yeah. Claro, again though, we're seeing that company Claro of the Dominican Republic boasting an upload of 8 and a download of 10, which, I'm used to being able to download things and it's done and it's there, but upload is more important for me as a live streamer. However, I am going to need to be able to pull live video while uploading at the same time. Top 10 results. That could be a, can't be done kind of a factor for some of the things that we're planning for the future of the channel and of the live streams. There you go, speed by country, says Major Exoberth. Let me click on your link and follow. So down here, Dominican Republic, average internet speed is 2.8, so that confirms what we already saw. Haiti is 2.4. Jamaica will be right around there. 6 from 2.8. Oh, you're selling me on Jamaica, aren't you? What about over in Puerto Rico? 9.4. They did have pretty good internet when I was in Puerto Rico. Dominican Republic, it's just saying, though. It sings, doesn't it? Well, let's, what do? We do what we've been promising first off. Before we go any further, I want my ends. What is it? So he falls off track, starts smoking a crack. Once it hits his brain, starts a chain reaction. The guy sells the shirt off his back, the shoes off his feet. Now he's lying in the street. Something else and the other thing. All of a sudden, it's like Jesse James trying to stick up fools for their watches and chains. But he's from business school, so he's nervous with the tools. So he ends up on his back in a bloody pool for the ends. Some people will rob their mother for the ends. I mean, Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, so it kind of goes against the escaping the U.S. theme, says Major Exoberth. Yeah, and I've been there, and it didn't sing to me. Jamaica, however. That's Jamaica, actually. What's the predominant language in Jamaica? Jamaica, I'm thinking there'd be a French influence. There's obviously the American influence, so English. There'd be a Spanish influence, so Spanish. But what is the predominant language? I don't know. It's, the language is that dank chronic, yo. Let's do an easy in Web Sudoku. And we can say we played a game, which is important, apparently, to some of you people. No, it's not. It's clearly not. You're all just hanging out, having fun, trying to decide whether or not you want to move to the Dominican Republic with me. In 3, 2, 1, Sudoku! All right, so 1 and a 1 means we got a 1 there. A 1 and a 1 means there will be a 1 there, but we can't reduce it. A 1 like that and a 1 like that tells me that we got a 1 like that, which means the 1 has to be there. So if we come back here and go up and across, that's the 4 corners, that doesn't help. 1 coming straight across like that, and then like that tells me it's got to be in the corners. 1 across, 1 across. We're on to the 2s. 2 and a 2 means that there will be a 2 somewhere in there. 2 and a 2 and a 2. Okay. 2 like that and like that leaves 3 possibilities, so that doesn't help me. 2 coming up. 2 coming up like that, and then across like that doesn't help me either. 2 across like that doesn't help me, so on to the 3s. 3 and a 3 and a 3 means that we'll have a 3 in one of those 2. 3 coming across like that and like that gives us 4 possibles, so we don't mark it. 3 like that and like that reduces me to these 3s, so we don't mark it. 3 down like that and 3 across like that gives me 3s like so, which means you have to be the 3 and you have to be the 1 in that column. With that extra 1 now, we can say that that's a 1. And now we can do 1, 1 and know that we're going to be in one of those 2 slots, which will be the same over here. And we're on to the 4s. I think we got a 3 out of it, Pawn. Stay with the 3s for a second. 3, 3, 3. I think we're on to the 4s, though, because we got the 3 and the 3, and then the 3 and the 3, and then we're on to the 4. Just go to the 4s. 4 and a 4 and a 4. 4 and a 4 and a 4. They gave me a lot of 4s. 4 like that and like that leaves too many possibilities. 4 up like so, and then across like that leaves too many possibilities. And that's pretty much it for the 4s. I can't mark any of them, can I? On to the 5s. 5s are going to be 5 up and across like that means we'll have a 5 in one of those 2 slots. 5 across like that as supported by... fuck it, close these down. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need a 5 and a 9. So, do I have a 9 somewhere that will help me reduce that? You've got a 9 there, that's got to be a 5, that's got to be a 9. In here you need the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6. 5 and a 6 is what you're looking for. Here, there's a 6 there, so that'll be the 5, that'll be the 6. Now, back to them 5s then. 5 and a 5 means that the 5 has to be there. 5 and a 5 means the 5 has to be there. 5 and a 5 means the 5's got to be in this column, so that those are 4s spawn. 5s, 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 and 5s. 5 going in this direction then, or rather, let's do 5, 5. So there's a 5 there, 5, 5, it'll be somewhere in here, so we get down to that. And now on to the 6s. 6s are all taken care of along that route. 6 across like that doesn't help me. 6 coming down like so. We know that it's got to be there because of these as well. 6 and 6 means it'll be in one of you. 6 is all across the top. Wow, we really got screwed on them 6s, didn't we, somehow? I feel like I can close that down, can't I? 6 coming straight down like that, and then across like that. Yeah, we got a little bit screwed on the 6s. On to the 7s. So there'll be a 7 in one of these 2 slots. 7 coming across like that leaves us just these 2 as possible 7s. Over here, 7 and 7 means that it's got to be in here, but it don't help us none. Let's try and close this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need the 7, the 8, and the 9 in this cell. So you can be the 7 or the 8 there. You can be the 7, the 8, or the... No, just the 7 or the 8 there as well, which means you have to be the 9. Well, we got a 9 out of it anyway. And we know that the 7's got to be in one of those 2, but that doesn't help us. Go to the 8s then. 8 across like that means that there's a... So you couldn't be an 8 there, I was wrong. 8 gives us that 7. Back to the 7s then. 7 and 7 means that you're going to be a 7. 7 coming straight down like that means that we're going to have a 7 in one of these 2. 7 down like so, and then voop, voop means that you're going to have a 7 in one of those 2. And since the 7 has to be there, then we know that that 7's going to be there. So now we've got these 2 and these 2 for 7s, and we can go back to the 8s unless we finished them out. 8 and an 8 means that there will be an 8 somewhere in one of those 2. 8 coming down like so, and then across like that gives us these as possibles. Yeah, 8 like that and like that isn't going to help me. 8 over here isn't going to help me. 8 coming across like that tells me that there's going to be an 8 in one of those 2. That's correct. So then the 8 coming across here, you can't be the 8, which makes you the 8 definitely. Which leaves us these 2 in that cell as an 8 possible. I'm going on to the 9s now. I might not, should have, but I am nonetheless. 9's going to be there because of that one and that one. So 9, 9, 9. 9 and 9 mean that we need a 9 right there. 9 and 9 mean that we need a 9 right here, which makes you the 5, you the 6, you the 1, you the 8. Because of that 5, that means you're the 5. Did we get something else that cancels things out on that row? No, but we got this 1, which means you'll be the 1. So we take both of those out. Shit, I was doing 9s, was it? You were doing 9s, Pawn. Did we get all the 9s, though? 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. Yeah, we got all the 9s. Can I close down some rows, columns, things? You're down to 2 numbers here. You need the 2 and the what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 and the 6. So you'd have to be the 2. You'd have to be the 6, which makes you the 2, which makes you the 7, which makes you the 7, which makes you the 3, and you the 6, and you the 8, I think. And now that we got that 3 there, surely we can do something. There's a 3 there, and a 3 there means that the 3 has to be in one of those. So now we got 3 and 3 and 3. What about... Shoot, I'm not going to do this one fast. 1, 2, we need a 3 and a 4 for you. 3 and a 4, there's a 4 in there, so that'll have to be the 3, that'll have to be the 4, which makes you the 3. 1, you need the 2, 3, 2 and a 4. 2 and a 4 is what you're looking for, so there's a 2, there's a 4. Across in this direction, we've got 8, and what's the other number that you need? You need a 2 and an 8, apparently. Can we reduce that at all? 2 and 8, or 2 and 8? No, it could be either of them. Some of a bitch. What do you want? 1, 2, 3, you need a 4? Have the 4 there then. And now coming straight down, no, coming across here, 2s and 4s again we're looking for. It's all about the 2s and the 4s. So that'll be the 2 and that'll be the 4 because of that 4, which means that you would have to be the 2 and you would have to be the 8. And then finally, we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3s and 8s. So you're going to be the 3 and you're going to be the 8. And how'd I do? Not that well, pawn. 7 minutes for an easy. Ouch. Jamaican patois, known locally as patois, and called Jamaican Creole by linguists, is an English-based Creole language with West African influences, a majority of loanwords from Akan origin, spoken primarily in Jamaica and the Jamaican diaspora. It is spoken by the majority of Jamaicans as a native, and so on and so on. Thank you, Jermacian. Most widely spoken language is patois, so it's a Jamaican English. So, Bomika. Bomika Irie. Right, I got it. I can do that. I can do that accent. Shall we do another easy, since we started playing games now? And also because I'm running out of things to do with Dominican Republic other than investigate Jamaica. Maybe we'll do that when we finish another easy. I want to do one in less than 7 minutes. That hurt my average time significantly. Although with 45 results already, it's kind of not going to move that much from the high fives. Jamaican English is listed as a different language to patois. Oh, is it? Well, bring on a new puzzle in 3, 2, 1, Sudoku. All right, so 1 and a 1 means that we're going to have a 1 in one of those two slots. 1 and a 1 means that there will be a 1 right there. 1 and a 1 means there's going to be a 1 in one of those two. 1 coming across like that means there will be a 1 like so. And for you, really? There's a 1 there, so I missed that. And now we're on to the 2s. 2 and a 2 means that there's got to be a 2 here, and because of that one, it'll be there. 2 and a 2 like that means that there will be a 2 somewhere in there. 2 and a 2 like so gives us a 2 over here. 2 coming straight down like that is reinforced by that 2. It's still too many. It's not enough. So 2 coming down like so, and then a 2 cutting across in the middle means that this will be a 2 going like that. So now we know that it can't be in either of those slots, so it's got to be in that one. 2 coming across like so. Again, 3 potential spaces, so damn it. On to the 3s then. 3 and a 3 means that we'll have a 3 there. 3 coming, 3 and a 3 means that we'll have a 3 in one of these two spots. 3 going in. Do I have anything to limit? No. So 3 coming across like so, and then coming up like that gives me that for potential 3s, which means that down here it has to be in one of these two. 3 and 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 4s. We'll go on to the 4s then. 4 and 4 and 4 and 4. They give me a lot of 4s again. I feel it was the same situation last time. 4's got to be in this column, but it doesn't support. 4 like that and like that and like that means that there's a 4 there. So 4 and a 4 means that there's a 4 there. 4 coming across like so and like that means that it will be exclusively 1s or 4s in here. So that tells me that the 4 has to be right there. And yes. Is that all of the 4s except for this one? And that means there's got to be another 4 up there. There is another 4 up there. So you'll be the 1 and you'll be the 4. And now we've got an extra 1 to work with. So 1 and a 1 means that you've got to be the 1. You are the Neo of our world. And that's all the 1s, I believe. So on to the 5s then. 5s, this one's going better than the last. 5 and a 5 and a 5. Okay. 5 coming straight down like so. Splits you off into corners. 5 coming straight. Oh, there's already a 5 there. But since there's already a 5 there, it doesn't split it off into corners. My eyes need to adjust. 5 like that and 5 like that means that there will be a 5 coming down like so. 5, 5, 5, 5 up like so. And a 5 across like that means that's a 5, which means you're a 5 and you're a 2. Shall we go back to the 2s momentarily and see what we can get? 2 and a 2 and a 2. 2 and a 2 and a 2. So 2 and a 2 and a 2. And with all those 2s, why did I mark 2s in there? There's already a 2 there. They gave it to you. Get. Fives and sixes. Fives, we're onto the fives. We finished the fives. We finished the fives, we're onto the sixes. Sixes. 6 straight down means there's got to be a 6 in here, but it doesn't reduce. 6 straight down like that means that's a 6. 6 across like that means that's a 6. What's left? It looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 7. So I have a 7 there. 6 and 6. If there's a 6 and a 6 there, then this doesn't work. I fucked that up. I'm going to trust that and pull you out and say that I fucked it up. God damn it. God damn it. It was a good puzzle. It was moving along quick, and then I put something down probably where there already... Yeah, I put a 2 in a space where there was already a 2. We'll do it again. We don't come off in 3, 2, 1, Sudoku. God damn it. 1 and a 1, and so there's going to be a 1 in one of those 2 slots. A 1 like that, a 1 like that, a 1 like that means that it's got to be in one of those 2 slots. 1 and 1 coming across like that means there's a 1 there. 1 and 1 coming across like that means there's going to be a 1 somewhere in there, and we're going to go straight to the 2s. Speed, pawn, speed. So there's going to be a 2 in there. We've got 2s all the way up. If I do that, that gives me corners. If I do that, that's not going to help. If I do that, that's not going to help. If I do that and that gives me weird angles. And then 2 across like that and 2 across like that gives me this as well, and onto the 3s. 3, well, let's close this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need a 6 and a 7. So there's your 7 and there's your 6. Now back to the 3s. 3 coming across like that, supported by this one up here. No. Across like that and supported by that. No. 3 coming straight down there, though, splits us off into 3 possibilities except for these 2. Aha, so there's a 3. 3, 3, that means there's going to be a 3 in the middle. It's got to be in one of those 2 slots. 3 and 3 and 3. We're onto the 4s. 4, cross like that, leaves just these 2 as possible 4s, and they can be, but that tells us that 4 can't be in there. So if we get some support from the left, and we don't there, we do here, but not enough. So is that all the 4s? I don't know. Go in this direction. 4 like that and 4 like that gives us the possibility for 4s only in those 2 slots. 4 coming straight up like so. We are unsupported entirely there. 4 coming straight down gives us corners here. And that puts us onto the 5s, right? 4 like that and like that leaves too many possibilities onto the 5s. 5 and a 5 means there's a 5 in the middle here. It's got to be in one of those 2. 5 and a 5 means there's a 5 there. So now it can't be those 2. 5 and a 5 and a 5, 5, 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Fivel. He's going west. That's all the 5s, I think. Onto the 6s. 6 and a 6 means there's got to be a 6 there, which makes you the 4. We want to go back to the 4s. Look at the 4s again, pawn. 4 like so, and like so, and like so means that that's a 4. 4 and a 4 means that the 4's got to be somewhere down here. So we put it in there. 4 coming up and then across like that means that it's got to be there, which means you can't be. So there's a 4, which means there's a 4, which means there's a 2, which means there's a 2. Which means nothing. The 4 coming down like this as unsupported by, there's no 4s there yet. Oh, we got a 4 here. 4 comes across like there. 4, 4, that means you're a 4. And we were doing 6s, weren't we? I'm going back to the 6s even though we unlocked a 2. Well, no, I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. There's a 6 there, and that's got to be a 6 as well. So there's going to be a 6 somewhere in here. It's got to be you, so you're a 1, so you're a 1. Are we doing 6s? Apparently we are. 6 and 6 means that there's a 6 going to be somewhere in here. 6 coming straight down. 6, there's already 6s in there. You've already got those. 6 across like so and like so means that you're a 6 and you're a 4, which makes you a 6. Is that all the 6s then? It's looking like all of the 6s. We'll go on to the 7s. 7 cutting across like that means there's got to be a 7 in one of these 2. It's got to be that one. 7 and a 7 and a 7. It's at least still holding together. I haven't fucked it up. Well, at least as far as I can see. 7s are going to be up there as well. In here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need a 7 and a 9. Does that reduce? Yes, there's a 9. There's a 7 over here, so that's got to be a 9. So there's your 7, which makes you a 7. With that 7, I thee wed. 7, 7... 7, 7, so with these 2 7s and that 7 there, then that's got to be a 7. That's all the 7s onto the 8s. 8 across like that means that one of you has to be an 8. There's an 8 there as well, so it's got to be there. 8 coming up and cutting across means that the 8 has to be in there, so it can't be this one, and it can't be that one because of previous 8, so there's an 8 and there's a 1, and that's going to be a 9 then. Where am I? What do you want across here? It looks like a 2. So you'll have a 2. 1, you need a 2 and a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A 2 and a 9 for you. 2 and a 9, so there's your 9 and there's your 2. Shit. 1, 2, we need a 3 and an 8 in here. 3 and an 8, so there'll be a 3 and that'll be an 8. And then over here, 1, 2, you need a 3, have a 3. And because of that 3, you've got to be the 3. Now we're down to 8s and 2s. 8s and 2s and 8s and 2s. And 2s and 8s. How do I... Right? What limits it? What's already got a 2 and what's already got an 8? How do I... What do I... Where's my... Damn it, my brain fell apart. There's the 2, and there's the 8, so there's the 2, so there's the 2, so there's the 8. What did I just do? Oh, because you put the 2 in there, you get. That's got to be the... my brain fell apart right at the end. You needed a 9. You needed a 9 and not just 2s and 8s, because I was an idiot. So you need a 8 there, and was that it? That was it. Fuck. And I broke it right at the end anyway, so it doesn't count. But it does. And it pulled my average time down by a second. Your mom's a 4. No, your mom's a 4. Trying to move too fast. But that's how I play. I try for the fastness. All right, Jamaica then. Jamaica. Average cost of living. Jamaica. Jamaica. Average. Just everything. Average cost of living. Maybe we can find a nice breakdown like we did for the other one. All right, we got to find out what the Jamiroquai, which is that's the currency in there. So the Jamiroquai cost of living in Jamaica 2018. Yes, another beautiful breakdown. So, can I just change the currency from Jamiroquais to US dollars? Okay, and this website isn't racist, so it didn't put US dollars at the top, figuring, well, most people are US dollar, all that work I'd done before. So we've got the basic lunch is $5.63, a combo meal at McDonald's or fast food or something is $5. A boneless chicken breast, wow, we could have done that all that time that I was doing that before with the moving back and forth. I'm an idiot. Ooh, you lose fancy. So a liter of milk is $3. That's kind of what we pay around here, unless you're finding it on sale. It's just ridiculous what milk costs. I mean, like we don't have enough cows to squeeze. 12 eggs. Again, eggs in the Caribbean are kind of surprisingly expensive. I don't feel like it's $2 for a dozen eggs here. Tomatoes are $2 for 2 pounds. That's cheap tomato. Local cheese is $4 for 16 ounces. Yeah, I think I usually buy it in 8-ounce packs for about $2 something, so that's actually cheaper for cheese. It's important to know how much the cheese is going to cost when you're planning on moving to a Caribbean island. 2 pounds of apples is $7. That's expensive. They don't grow apples on the island, apparently. Potatoes are $2 per 2 pounds, $1 a pound for potatoes. That's reasonable. Domestic beer in the supermarket is $2.55 a beer. Dude, I thought it was a party place, man. Well, I guess the weed must be cheap. I wonder what happens when you buy in bulk, because 1 bottle of red wine, good quality, is $14. I don't care. I don't drink good quality anything. 2 liters of Coke are $1.58. That's ridiculous. You're just killing yourself, and you're paying for it. Where's the price of cigarettes? I need to know. Pack of Marlboros is $8. Oh, they've got some sin taxes going on the island as well. Even though I'm sure they don't tax the weeds as much. Housing, however, all right, in an expensive area, $1,200 for a 900 square footer. In a normal area, $500 for a 900 square footer. In a expensive area for a 500 square footer, $620. In a normal area, $333. I could swing that. You will have to learn to drink Red Stripe beer. I can deal with it. I've had it before. I can buy it around here. I can deal with it. Germasian, thank you for the cheer. Utilities, heating, electricity, and gas for 2 people in a 900 square footer would be $98. Utilities in the smaller area, $73 for one person in a studio, 73. So yeah, that's about what I'm doing right now. That's two people. Well, no, that's actually cheaper than what it costs me and my dad for heat, electricity, and gas. What do you mean heating separate from electricity? Do you use oil on the island? What the fuck are you heating with? Electric and gas. Those are the two best ways. Well, they're the two conventional ways anyway. Let's see. So the rent is, swingable for that. Utilities are a little bit more expensive. Internet, 8 megs down for a month is $38. We've already looked at that. Flat screen television, a little bit cheaper than in the Dominican Republic, if I recall correctly. I think it was $600 for a 40-inch. Microwave, I don't care. Laundry detergent, I mean, I'll probably care because I'll need to buy one if I'm going to an island. That's the problem with going to an island. Can't bring it with you. I mean, you could rent a shipping container, park the old Tercel into it, load it up with my microwave and my 40-inch television. I got a 32-inch over there. Laundry detergent for 3 liters is $16 fucking dollars. Jesus Christ. I'll spit in it. What do you want? Hourly rate for cleaning help. That is doable. Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. I wonder what it was for the Dominican Republic. I didn't look. But I could really use that, for myself. I can't really... Physically, it's hard for me to get around and actually do the cleaning. At $2.80 an hour, I can swing that. Is the electrical type 120 or 220? Good question. Will I need new appliances, or can I rent a shipping container and park my Tercel in it? Pair of Levi's is $32. Go fuck yourself. A summer dress is $30. Go fuck you. Well, I guess, if China isn't shipping over its slave labor clothing, then maybe, things cost more. A pair of sport shoes, Nike, is only $60. So they're shipping in the slave labor, shoes anyway, and it's a lot cheaper. Leather business shoes, $40. That's fucked up, man. Leather shoes for $40, or fucking branded, cost us $2 to make because we've got a child laboring for it illegally in some foreign country. Anyway, so Volkswagen Golf costs a little bit more on this island, 27 over the 21, was it? 21 some, maybe 22 in the Dominican Republic. A liter of gas, though, well, that's a quarter of a gallon, so a gallon is times 4, so it's about the same as the Dominican Republic. It's somewhere in the $4-5 range. Public transport for a monthly ticket is the same. Medicine, I didn't really look at. Short visit to the doctor, 15 minutes, is only $23. Now, to walk into a doctor in America is $120 on average, I think. $120 just to walk in the door. I mean, you walk in the door to see the doctor for that 15 minutes, $120. Office visit, base price, and then other things. If you need a box of 32 tampons, it's going to be $9. What? No real public transport, says Jim. Yeah, but it's so small I can walk corner to corner in a couple of minutes, right? Jamaica? It's not. In comparison to the mass of the population in America, it seems small. Deodorant roll-on, I don't use that stuff anyway. Everybody loves their own brand. Hair shampoo, I'll save a lot there. I'll save a lot. Tube of toothpaste is more reasonable in Jamaica than in the Dominican Republic. Ice cream, to walk into a doctor here, it's free, says Why Are There No Names? Yeah. Civilizations are nice, What we have over here is some kind of capitalist commercial jungle. Standard men's haircut in an expat area of the city. Expatriates? So, like, in an area of the city that's kind of built around people who aren't from Jamaica, $6. That's damn good. My mom would go. She used to be a hairdresser, and actually at like Fantastic Sam's and Bo Rick's, they'd like circulate these commercials that all of the places across the nation had to honor, which really just resulted in the hairstylists not making a living wage. because you were paid, based on well, if anything, you get tips. Okay, was a big part of the wages for being a hairstylist, and the problem there is the people who are cutting out the coupons and coming and using them tend to be the people who aren't going to tip you too. You would think if you're using a coupon, you'd be like, all right, I got a discount, I'm going to give a little bit more in the tip. Not in America anyway. Not in America anyway. Not consistently. Of course, then you get the one-off, like customer that's attracted to the hairstylist who like drops a 50 on her to try and impress her. So that, it balances out over time. Basic dinner for two in a neighborhood pub is $31. That's, if you're going out to like, you can pay that, like $15 a meal here. It's a little expensive. 2 tickets to the movies is $18. That's right. It can be like $11, $12 a ticket for the theaters around here. 2 tickets to the theater, best available seats. What? You pay more for the best seats? It's a theater, man. Dinner for two at an Italian restaurant in the expatriate area, including appetizers, main course, wine, and dessert, $54. So if you want to be a tourist, you can spend your money there. I'm sure Rastafarians don't do haircuts, soul dreads. I pay €25 for my haircuts? Well, that's why you don't have to pay anything for your health care. It's all absorbed in the haircut cost. Are you kidding me? Just go bald. It's easier. A cocktail drink in a downtown club, $8. Yeah, but what's it cost for like a beer in a local pub? Did we already pass that? Did I miss it? Cappuccino, $4. Not a problem for me. I drink the weakest coffee. Keep the cappuccinos away from me. Beer in a neighborhood pub, $2.63. That's good. That is good. Yeah, because around here, like in the cheap bars, neighborhood bars, the average is $3. If you can find a bar that does $2 or $2.50 drinks, you've found one that you should, become an alcoholic and sit in for a while. The iPad costs $721. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you go. Those things are ridiculous. Minute of prepaid mobile tariff, no discounts or plans, is 6 cents. Great. 1 month of gym membership, 61. Wow, that's an expensive gym membership. Package Marlboros for $8. So it's doable. It's doable. Shall we look for housing in Jamaica, though? If we're going to, buy Jamaica real estate, but we don't want to look at, the big real estate agencies. We want to see, the small places that are listing actual local people's homes. Because otherwise we're going to just see the $200,000 to $3 million places that are on the beach. So, oh God, Coldwell Banker. Yeah, this isn't. Let's just check. Price range, really? 18 to 69? That's a pretty weird price range. Is your website doing, background math to decide what to offer? Because 69,000 in USD. So they start at 140,000 to 545. Yeah. We'll search. We'll search it anyway. Go ahead and show. So USD. Oh, I could buy a warehouse for 536,000. Yeah, the other direction, please. Low to high. $195,000 for a Oh, it's for rent. It's for rent? So you're not saying 195,000 to buy, you're saying 195 a month? What? Off the market, furnished 1-bedroom, self-contained flat located in the residential area of Lakemore Gardens, close proximity to all major amenities, and is suitable for a young professional or couple. Can you explain your pricing to me? It's 25,000 JMD, USD 195. So this is a rental for $200 a month? Let's just confirm that. JMD to USD, say 25,000 JMD to USD. Yeah, $200 a month for a. You didn't tell me what the square footage was. You just told me what it was suitable for. But okay, Renting is possible. Renting is very possible for me in Jamaica, presuming it's, by the month and everything. So, for rent, 226, that would be basically what I'm already paying. It's gaudy, but, I'm good for gaudy. 2 bedrooms. We'd need 2 for me and my dad if he wanted to live there. 1 bathroom, that's fine. I actually would need another room for the live streaming, or I could live stream out of the bedroom, depending on the square footage. 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom house sits on a well-fruited lot. Okay, so the gays are there, spanning over 15,000 square feet. Oh, good, I'll be in the right district. It's well-fruited. Those situated in a quiet community, it is only minutes away from the town of Maypen, offering easy access to all amenities and conveniences. Call today to arrange a viewing and to make your offer. My offer? It's a rental. What do you mean, my offer? You'd say it's for rent. My offer? How about if I pay you what you're asking per month? I didn't realize Canadian money was so, Jesus. Really? 226 in USD is equal to 297 Canadian? Damn. My money would, maybe I should move to Canada. Oh, it was theater, not movie. Shakespearean and Broadway. I see. You can give them the tip. I could in this well-fruited area. Or I could get the tip. What else have we got? This is, it's got a big fence in front of it. It's a gated casa. Call and make you appointment now to view this 2-bedroom, 1-bath available. Well, Jesus. We're shopping rentals in Jamaica, people. Give me an... Let's see. Let's be serious about this now. We want listing activity, apartment, development land, house, residential, well, house for rent, I suppose, if we can do that. Townhouse is warehouse or residential lot. No, amenities, fenced, furnished, unfurnished, pool, gated, 24-hour security. I would love to be able to say, give me, up here maybe? Rent or sale? Well, let's start by looking for rent. We're not going to search by the area. Although it seems to, I don't know, is parish an area? Because that's just a term for things. City, town. Property type, right. No, so this will be a filter, a live filter. I need to see 3-bedroom homes or more. That's what I want to see. Give it to me in USD, and the price range will be the 140 to 545 for a rental. Show me everything. What have you got? I'll take whatever you've got. I'll take whatever you feed me. What you give, I'll put in me. If it's the tip and it's well fruited. And then sort not from high to low, but from low to high. We are poor people. Ooh, look at how pretty that is. It's $336 though. How did I suddenly lose the $200 things? Am I in a certain area now? Is parish a certain area? City, town, yeah, so, no? How did I lose those results? Because if 336 is the least, that would be tight to do that. What do you get? Well, it's 3-bedroom, that's why you lost those, because you went up to 3-bedroom pawn. Oh, yeah, that's why. Okay, well, let's look at this one anyway. It's cute. I like the paint on the front of the building. 3-bedroom, 1-bath, located in the well-sought-after Portmore area. Rental is spacious and proximal to shopping areas, transportation, and schools. Front balcony provides a relaxing space to unwind after a busy work day. You know, the way they describe it, I think I could come up with $336 a month. Maybe I could with the lowered cost of living. It's possible. Let's go back to then looking at the 2-bedroom homes, okay? Because that is more like the... I can afford this kind of a range. Show me them again, and show me the prices low to high. Okay, and these were some of the ones that we saw before. This one's for rent for $234. Jesus, it looks monstrous. I wonder if it's multiple units. It's gotta be, huh? Beautiful and gorgeous home is for a couple or single person who wants to be away from the hustle and bustle of the city. The unit for rent is part of a house which consists of 3 2-bedroom units in total. So yes, it's split. One is at the front, one at the rear of the property, and the other is upstairs. Each has its own light and water meters and are beautifully designed with a living and dining area, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and wash area. The unit for rent is at the rear of the property, uniquely designed with built-in closets. The securely grilled property is located in a very quiet and peaceful gated community with 24-hour security. Don't miss this opportunity. Call today. Well, Jamaica is doable. Who knew? Oh, and there's more pictures. Okay, that's the same shot, though. Can you see? Ooh. Huh? Yellow. Bold choice. It's fine. It's fine. Different cultures. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful fucking photographer of the year right there. Oh, that's good, too. Oh, the bottom corner of a sink, top left corner of a sink. Look, there's something there. Is it a towel rack? Is it the bottom of like an ornate mirror kind of? We'll never know. It's probably a towel rack. Look, you can see this. Okay. Good picture taken. I'll tell you that. Jesus Christ, you send a monkey in with a cell phone to get pictures? What are you doing? These are under contract presently, so I'm not even going to look at them. For $312, a 2-bedroom. If I'm going 300 areas, then I might as well get 3 bedrooms out of it, right? This is interesting. I could raise my own goats or something. What the fuck? Oh, 2 baths, 2 beds. Interesting. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, beautifully tiled showers, living, dining, and spacious kitchen with Corian countertops. This is a self-contained whole half side of a house with own entrance and light, new porcelain tiles throughout. Call today to set up a viewing. So it's half a house that's been split into 2 and 2. Odd that they would give you 2 bathrooms and not just make the common area larger or something like that, you know? I guess everybody having their own private bath. Maybe this is more of design for rental property. You know, like designed for tourist rental property. We'll rent it to you for the month for $273. Everybody gets their own, bathroom. 2 couples could share, that kind of thing. Interiors, no local flair, just like, hey, here's some shit we picked up at Home Depot. And then we tacked these onto the wall for reasons we don't know, and we haven't cleaned and there aren't any drapes on the, I'm not impressed, either with your picture-taking abilities or the houses. It's normally around $1,200 a month for a 2-bed apartment before tax and utilities. 1,200 pounds. Doesn't even list the square footage meter or the age. Yeah, I guess in Jamaica they're like, oh, fuck it. $289 a month in Montego Bay. It's got its own driveway. Although I don't know that I could afford to own a car on the island. Maybe I can. What do we have to say about 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house? Back house. What do you mean back house? You mean I get the back of the house? What the fuck are you talking about? Because the front, if this is the back, then the front is, embedded into a jungle. So no, you're lying to me about something. Yeah, so you don't get all of that. So you would have this side of things and maybe just the lower portion or something, I presume. Wow, they're so... Yeah, and fuzzy monkey pictures, good. More fuzzy monkey pictures, great. At least it's clean and modern on the inside. It's got weird fucking... Is that tile? I guess in the hotter nations they do avoid carpet, don't they? Everything's sort of tiled. Yeah, so it's tile all throughout with a funky friggin' pattern. Nice bathroom. Is that a... What is it? Is that a hole where the mirror's supposed to go? What the fuck is that? Oh, nice cupboards and things. And yeah, that's a nice little corner area for your kitchen. Oh, and look at a big wide open space along with the 2 bedroom. Oh, I love the front. I love the angle of the front there. Is this wall shared with like the other unit, or is that where your bedrooms go off into? Oh, I've got to look back at it. I actually like it now. Bad picture taking, but I like it. So this is one of the rear bedrooms, and I'm guessing you're just getting this half. This is a flat roof, though. Yeah, they just don't really show enough, do they? Well, this is flat roof going back to the kitchen, and then I presume we're turning around and seeing forward and seeing that. God, that's so pretty, isn't it? I wonder if your bedroom is through here or if you're sharing that wall with someone else's house. That would be nice. That would be very nice. I like it. For $289 a month in Jamaica, man. I've arrived and I'm incredibly depressed today. Well, you should move to Jamaica and or the Dominican Republic. Because for just 37,000 Jamaican dollars, I mean Jamiroquais, you can rent this place per month. 289 US dollars per month. Wow. Wow. So I wonder if the challenge for Jamaica is going to be getting residence. You know, getting like, can I please live here? Can I please be a dual citizen? Or even just a singular citizen. I'll burn my fucking passport once I land. What else you got here? This is in the 2-bedroom sort of a way. Oh my god, that's so pretty though. And it's so ballsy. Greens and blues like that. Oh, I love a house with character. What do you got? This gorgeous 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home is nestled in the securely gated community of New Harbor Village in Old Harbor, St. Catherine. With kitchen, living, and dining room, this fully fenced and fully grilled home also has a water tank, AC unit, solar water heater, and storeroom. You can't afford to miss this opportunity. Call today for further details. Okay, so same picture twice. Great. And then, gated community. So they're showing the gate. I love Jamaica's way of doing this. I love the raw beams exposed to the roof. And I understand because, you know, here you got to have all the insulation to fucking deal with the cold weather. But there, no, you just throw some fucking wood up and tar it and you're done. And then it's all about the paint. Oh, I like it though. I like that style. So where's the bedrooms? Okay, bathroom. This is the view back toward the front, like for the 3rd time. Cool. And then outside, he didn't show me the bedrooms, but you know, you're growing a little plant, so that's and then is that my driveway? I could have a driveway. Yes. Oh my god. It's so pretty. For $300 a month, you can have that. You know what I would rent this place for? If I moved out of here and decided to rent this place instead of sell it, which I could do. If I rented in Jamaica or rented in Dominican Republic, I could instead just rent this place and let the, you know, whoever buys it or whoever rents it, you know, run it into the ground and then never respond to their, you know, legitimate claims for, we need something fixed because I'm out of country. What am I going to do? But if I were going to rent this place, this home that I own here now, I couldn't reasonably price it for anything less than like $600 a month. And I am on a house across from a drug house. I mean, maybe I could do something in the 500s. But you're renting a house. And in this area in Michigan, trying to rent something that has even 800 square foot, that is a rental, that is an apartment where you're sharing walls and shit, where you don't have a house, it starts at around $550. So if you're renting a house and you've got the upstairs, the downstairs, the basement, and it's just all yours, and you don't share walls with anybody, I gotta start at like $600, even though my area is as shitty as it is, even though this road is what it is. That's what I would rent this place for. And I haven't even painted it lime green and sky blue. You know? Jermacian Cheering 5, length of days remains somewhat similar because you're so close to the equator. I wonder if Jamaica even bothers with changing its time zone the way that everyone else does with the daylight savings bullshit. That'd be nice if it didn't. Although it'd still be confusing because all of you have a daylight savings change. And move now then, take a bag and get walking. Says, warm weather is horrible. Cold, you can layers. We actually, I talked about that at the beginning of this live stream, that I have always preferred to be hot than cold. And I don't care if I can't take my skin off. I would rather be sweating. I feel more comfortable sweating than I do to be chilly. And I don't like gloves. I just don't like the cold at all. But fucking A. Beautiful fucking houses for $300 a month. And you are sharing a wall there, but ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Now I gotta look at Jamaica. Thanks, Major Exelberth. I was all set for the Dominican Republic. Now I gotta look at Jamaica too. Hang on, let's real quick, like, have I still got choose my flights? Yeah, start over. In fact, don't even start over. Take me back to the place where it lists the Caribbean. And then I will search So I don't know what, let's see, Jamaica. So we can go to Kingston or Montego Bay for flying in. This says international, so we're going to assume that that's the hub one in Montego Bay. So we'll go to Montego Bay. We'll depart, same thing, November 24th to November 29th, and just show me when the cheap flights are. The cheap flights for flyer miles, because I'm going for fucking free. Damn it. That was me who suggested Jamaica, says Jermaine. Oh, was it you, Jermacian? Okay. Thanks a lot, Jermacian, you son of a bitch. There. Thanks for giving me money so I could curse you out. Now I have to look at Jamaica, too, because Jamaica has the weed laws. And, you know, or doesn't have the anti-weed laws is another way of looking at it. Yes, I can come and go on certain days at the end of November for just 15,000 flyer miles apiece. And I've got 70, as stated earlier. I'm now catching hologram 1 up. I got 70,000, so I can take me and my father there for free once. And we can explore, and we can look, and we can decide if it's interesting. And then I could go back alone, and that's for free. And then he'd have to just pay his own fucking way. And I wouldn't have to come back. I can go and explore either Jamaica, or I didn't realize. I could go and explore either Jamaica. Oh, no, I'd need 15,000 more. I've only got 10,000 more after that. Shit. Don't forget that you're looking at just parish properties. There's other properties if you change that parameter. Is parish then a district? Is it a name of a district in Jamaica? In any case, good prices there. I can do the flight for the same cost as going to the Dominican Republic. We know that they like weed, so that's good. Someone said the cost of living in Jamaica is 60-some%. Was it 60-some% of what it is in America? Or was it 70, 60 or 70, something like that? I think it must be districts because there's a drop down for towns. Yeah, that's how it seemed to me as well. But so there's areas there, and the fact that things are that cheap, I would presume that you're not necessarily embedded in tourist areas, turista areas, because, you know, if it's the tourist that you're trying to rent to, then, you know, stick it to them. Squeeze them for all the money you can get. 64% lower? It's not 64% of Major Exelberth? It's not like 100% and then it's 64%. You're saying from the 100% of the average U.S. cost of living, it's 64% lower? That would mean it's 36% of. Is that correct? 36% of the cost of living in America in Jamaica? How is this possible? Why does anyone live here? Jamaica. Okay, wait, no. We'll go to one of the pages we're not using anymore. So Jamaica, crime statistics. Sorry, that was rat. 18% lower for cost of living. Okay, so it's 82% the cost of the average cost of living in the U.S., which is probably what I'm already doing. But if we're talking about averages, then I always find a way to live under the bottom line. So when Jamaica gained independence, the murder rate was 3.9 per 100,000 inhabitants, one of the lowest in the world. In 2005, Jamaica had 1,674 murders for a murder rate of 58 per 100,000. That year, Jamaica had the highest murder rate in the world. Whoa. Can I not look at that on Wikipedia? Can I find that in a more friendly... Wow, avoid these areas to stay safe in Jamaica. Petty theft, deadly crime, one of the highest per capita murder rates in the world. Jesus Christ, what happened? Dangerous and deadly crimes are not isolated to locals. Several tourists have lost their lives there in recent years, so you should be especially careful to avoid risky areas and use common sense when visiting. For example, don't look like that. Walking around in your tourist slacks with your backpack hanging off, you silly Asian. Sexual assault against female travelers is also an issue. What? Why would they bother? They're smooth, swanky Jamaicans with huge swinging dicks. You just walk up and say, hey baby. And you're in. You don't have to. All right. So far, it doesn't sound that different than Detroit. Yeah, that's the thing, is I do feel safe about anywhere, you know? Once you've lived in Detroit, there's only up. Fun fact, my country is the murder capital of the UK. Congratulations, why are there no names? This beer's for you. The government has stepped in to enhance security, crackdown on crime. Yeah, but, you know, we'll take care of it, Mignana. That's not, it's Jamaica, Pwan. It's not. Places to be cautious. Some areas in Kingston, Negril, and Montego Bay are considered a higher risk of crime and violence. Probably because, you know, people are hitting up the tourists because they got those fat tourist dollars. So, yeah, Kingston and Montego Bay is at least. Port Antonio. Ah, that was the other one I pointed out, wasn't it? That's also probably a big tourist town. Safety after dark. You're advised to stay away from the inner city areas of Kingston and avoid wandering alone in Ochos Rios, Montego Bay, and Negro. I don't know that I could do Jamaica because I've got the accents all wrong. This is way too much work to put in to be safe when we are traveling to have fun. Therefore, I would say to my fellow travelers, choose somewhere else where you can actually use your cell phones and cameras instead of locking them in a safe. Also, where you can enjoy yourselves without the fear of being mobbed and violated. 5 years ago, Paul was... I agree with Paul, says Patrick. That is way too much work to feel safe when you travel to have fun and relax on a vacation. Definitely count me out of all the waterfalls, towering mountains, and old plantations. I'd rather have fun in a much safer environment. The government of Jamaica need to address the crime issues before trying to encourage people to risk their lives to visit Jamaica. Stabbing is nothing, says Hologram One. I used to live in Croydon. Okay. How's the drug traffic across from your house? Yeah, that's a big strike against Jamaica there. Crime statistics speak for themselves from the Jamaican Observer. Click on it and show me. No, click on it, show me. Okay, cool. Is that later in the article you're going to show it to me? No. Good work, Jamaican Chronicle, whatever you are. How am I supposed to... It doesn't, when I click on it, it doesn't enlarge. It doesn't... Right. Jamaica had the world's highest violent death rate for females and the 6th highest in total. Paradise Island ranked below Syria, Venezuela, El Salvador, Honduras, Afghanistan, and above Iraq, Libya, and Somalia. But we were easily number 1 for slaughtering women and remain so. Jesus Christ. Our 1,600 murders last year equals 59 per 100,000. The global average is about 6, so we kill each other 10 times as often as the rest of the world. Well, maybe not each other, but, you know, turistas. Only an insane nation could consider this normal. Only drunks, lunatics, or dog hearts could argue against the state of emergency that has cut murders by 70% in the areas where it's been applied. Academics say our stratospheric murder rate costs about 5% annually of the Jamaican gross domestic product of roughly $14 billion. Each 10% fall in our murder rate therefore saves us $7 million US, or Jamiroquai's $9 billion Jamiroquais per year. They're probably not going to like that if I keep calling the currency Jamiroquais. So the crime cost 5% of economy formula means a 20% murder rate decline saves roughly 1.5 billion Jamiroquais per month. Wow. So there's a state of emergency for them to try and get your commercials off my live stream. I'm not brought to you by whoever that is. That's one big tick against Jamaica. It is one big, ooh, maybe not against Jamaica right there. Huge tick. 58 per every 100,000 people are murdered. And if you're a woman, it's even worse. Jesus Christ. And the fact that, like, what did it say in that? In 1962, 3.9 per 100,000, lowest in the world. And then in 2005, what the fuck happened? Now I want to know. Show me the Wikipedia article. What the fuck happened? How did that... Connected to organized crime in the country's urban centers, and most of this organized crime involves the illegal drug trade. But it's illegal there. It's violence against homosexuals. If it's not well fruited, then I'm not going. Oh, a vast reduction in violence against LGBT individuals in Jamaica. Wait. U.S. Department reported that brutality with homosexuals, mainly by private citizens, was widespread in 2008. Homosexuality is not illegal in Jamaica. However, there's a law that criminalizes buggery, as well as acts of gross indecency between men. Many Jamaicans are hostile toward LGBT people. Jesus Christ. I'm leaving America. I don't need a warmer version of America. Fuck. Fuck. What happened, though? How did, from 1962, is it like an economic thing? Was there an economic downturn? I wouldn't think that there would be an economic downturn. It's Jamaica. People go there on holiday. They take all their money and then they spend too much of it on things that are cheap tat that they don't need to. And the currency goes too far and they don't realize it and they get ripped off. How would it be like a capital thing? They link it to drugs. But you've already legalized weed. Like, is it a gateway drug? Does Jamaica prove that weed is a gateway drug? Buggery is illegal? Oh, bugger. Jamaica's in the Caribbean, of course it's full of murder and scum. No backdoor visits. What's Detroit's rate? Okay, so what are we doing? We said per 100,000, 58 per 100,000, right? Right. The Ministry of National Security reported a 30% decrease in murders. Oh, that was in 2005. What is it currently then? Wait a second. It'll do it for me. Oh, fuck it. Fuck it, it's too many clicks. It's too many clicks away. So what's the Detroit rate? So, murder rate in Detroit. In 2015, fair comparison, Detroit had the second highest murder rate in the United States. Nevertheless, that year it had its lowest number of criminal homicides in 40 years. St. Louis had the highest rate, but what was it? Crime in Detroit, Michigan has decreased. Fucking murder. Highest murder rate. But what was this? So homicide, there it is. Homicide, 43.4. Oh, so that's what you were saying. Compared to Detroit's 43.4 per 100,000. So, what do we say about Jamaica? It's in the 50s, right? So, we got like 10 to 15 fewer murders per 100,000 in Detroit than in Jamaica. What an island paradise. At least in 2015. Now, they said that there'd been a 30% reduction. But that was one article, and the citation didn't link to anything, so I don't know if you want to trust it. I wouldn't expect any of the Caribbean islands to be necessarily friendly towards the non-heterosexual communities. As for the drug things, weed may be legal, but harder drugs are still illegal, and there's the whole issue of smuggling legal weed out of the country to other countries. So no Jamaica then. Well, I mean, Jesus Christ. Forcible rape? 78 for every 100,000? Robbery, 510 for every 100,000? Aggravated assault, I've been involved in one of those since moving here. Total violent crime, holy shitting ballsing shit. Arson, 124, that's just because we don't bother catching them. There's many acts. I don't know, maybe they count it, and 124 per 100,000. I like that. Is that 0.1% of the population burns down houses in Detroit? Is that how that works out? How do you do that math? The murders seem to be mainly violence among gangs. Maybe. I mean, the same thing could be said about Detroit, but it wouldn't be true. I mean, the problem is when gangs start murdering each other, it's very common for people to get caught in the crossfire, for non-gang members to get caught in the crossfire. I don't know. I have to think very long and hard and strong about Jamaica. But the price is right. You can rent there for between $200 and $300 for a 2-bedroom place that's fucking gorgeous. Fucking gorgeous. I think the prices of housing, I was seeing gorgeous places on that website more frequently than I was seeing gorgeous places when we were looking in the Dominican Republic in the same price range. So, Big crime boss was taken out in 2010. Uptick in murders happened shortly after. Oh, so it's that old, what's Spider-Man's big villain. Is it Fisk? Am I confusing two different worlds? Is it Fisk? Whatever his supervillain name is, though. Kingpin? It's the Kingpin thing. If you put Kingpin away, he was the one who was keeping crime civil. He was the one who was organizing the organized crime. Once the crime boss is gone, then crime just does what crime wants to do. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we've come to the end of another live stream here on the Ronan Bond channel. I've got things to think about then. I kind of hoped that in dedicating a 3.5-hour live stream to this premise that I would walk away with some of my decisions made, or some of the some information in hand that, like, okay, at least I know that and now I can plan for it, because I've really got, 3 weeks before we'd have to be leaving, 2 or 3 weeks before we'd be having to be getting on a plane for me to catch the travel in the season where it's cheapest. So I gotta, if I'm gonna get serious about this, I gotta get serious quick. And sadly, what we've ended up with is not less questions, but more possibilities. Jamaica is out there. It seems rather violent, and I already live with that. So I can deal with it. And then there's the Dominican Republic. I definitely know a lot more about both of the areas than I did before, and it's turning out that living in the Caribbean is intensely doable in a way that I wouldn't have thought. And I have to assume that the reason that people don't do it is because they're, fat Americans who expect a certain lifestyle that involves giant cars and just everything dipped in butter. I don't know. I'm sure all those nations are in it too. It's just, I have to assume that it's like, oh, I can't deal with the culture. Like, I would love to live somewhere where there was culture. Jermacian Cheering 5, numbers can always be perceived as good or bad depending on your makeup and life experience. Yeah, and I'm not a woman, so I have a lower rape percentage chance in Jamaica, apparently. It's called a power vacuum. And yeah, that's basically what happens as Major Lord Exelworth, a power vacuum. Kingpin went down, they put him behind bars, and then all of his little adjuncts went crazy. Belgium, safe, cheap, lovely. Cheap. Bear in mind, I'm looking at apartments to rent in Jamaica for $200 to $300 USD. Cheap in Belgium? Is it cheap, Jim? Cheap. Come to England. It's shit and expensive. Now there's some honesty from England. I am the Ronan Bond. Thank you all for coming out and sticking with me through the step 1 of my Escape from America plan. I'm now going to go and watch the films Escape from New York and Escape from LA, and just see how Pliskin dealt with it. And once I know that it's okay to be short, and what was the other one? I thought you'd be taller. I thought you were dead. So it's okay to be short, and it's okay to still be living. You can still plan an escape plan. We'll be back this Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern with more something here on the Ronan Pan channel. I am the Ronan Pawn. Pawn out!